The following is a presentation of Flow Sports.
It is a picture-perfect Saturday morning in Arlington, Texas, as the final weekend of the Amegy Bank College Baseball Series continues from the home of the Texas Rangers. And a big opportunity today for a bounce back. A pair of teams in Tennessee and Arizona State with big expectations in 2026. They both took one on the chin yesterday in their openers. And here they are today, 20th ranked Vols against the Sun Devils. Hi, everybody. Welcome inside Globe Life Field alongside the former big leaguer Greg Swindell. I'm Ben Wilson. 20 combined runs allowed by the pitching staffs of the Vols and Sun Devils. It was a tough one to open the weekend. Greg, how do you bounce back if you're both staffs?
You got to remember where you came from, right? Arizona State started out 8-0. They've lost a couple here, so 8-2 record. You just got to remember to play clean baseball, and for the Volunteers, 3 out of 4. They've took it on the snide. So remember where you came from. Your ex-national championship and a blue blood in college baseball is Arizona State. So remember that. Play clean. It all starts 60 feet 6, though, on the bump for both teams.
As Tennessee's lineup will indicate some changes today, we start by looking at how the Vols line it up for head coach Josh Elander. And it is a team in Tennessee that has struggled on offense the last few games. They were bludgeoned 12-5 yesterday in the opener against number 1 UCLA. Numbers 1 through 4 in the lineup, just 1 for 17 with 6 strikeouts. However, Chris Newstrom did hit a 3-run homer, and they've bumped him up from 9th to 7th in the order. That starting lineup brought to you by Amegy Bank. Here you grow. And you said it all starts on the bump, Greg. Great opportunity today for Colin Linder, a guy who's battled injuries throughout his career.
Yeah, a couple starts on the season for Linder. Good ERA, only 8 strikeouts and 6 walks. Something that the Sun Devil pitching staff, starting out with Colin Linder, need to keep in check today against this Tennessee team.
We are ready to roll. Another triple header on tap, and the first pitch banged into the shift. They have P.J. Moutsouridis just to the right of second base, and one pitch is all Colin Linder needs to retire Jay Abernathy, and we're underway.
Starting pitcher, you got to like that. Throw one pitch in there and get the out. Don't even have time to catch your breath after that.
He's a big boy on the mound, Colin Linder, 6'4", 235 pounds, originally a Texas A&M commit, as he misses to Henry Ford. But Arizona State really had been the talk of college baseball through the first couple weeks. This slider misses outside, 8-0 start. They blow a late lead in a midweek to Oklahoma, and then take one on the chin, 8-4 yesterday in their opening game against Texas A&M.
And that was my point in the opening. I mean, you start out 8-0, you're playing good baseball, and then you have a tough loss, and then yesterday just didn't play their brand of baseball and get beat 2 in a row. Looking to get back in the win column today.
Mississippi State, I should say, was the opponent yesterday. We'll see Texas A&M a little bit later, as it's a good start here for Colin Linder. Gets Henry Ford to fly out to center, and Blaine Brown was moved up in the order. Think about Tennessee just going through it a little bit right now. Some early season struggles, Greg. New head coach. There's a lot of change in Knoxville, and they did move Blaine Brown up from the 5-hole into the 3-hole today, with that 1 through 4 in the order struggling the way they have now. 1 of 19 here to begin this tournament.
Yeah, a lot of a lot of variables going in with the head. Josh Elander, yes, he's been at Tennessee for a while, but it's a whole different breed when you have to take over the helm of be the head coach. And players coming in, new players coming in, players that have been there that know Josh. It can take a while to get adjusting to his style of baseball, even though he's been there for a while.
Big wave and a miss from Blaine Brown. The talent is unquestioned for Tennessee. We'll see that a lot throughout the weekend. Brown viewed as a top 20 transfer in this current class. Launches a fastball just crack high out of the zone, and it's 2-1. Curve runs outside. Good news, though, if you're both Tennessee and Arizona State, you get to wake up early, get right back on the horse. No time to dwell on what happened yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, we're indoors, but it's a beautiful day in the Metroplex. The sun did come up today, so both these teams a chance to get back in the win column play. And the thing is, you don't mind losing. It's never fun. You just don't. You want to play your good baseball, and that's all you can do this morning is go out, give it your best shot. If you win, that's great. Just don't play sloppy. Just go back to your style.
The 3-2 to Blaine Brown. Just missed. That has been the issue for pitcher Colin Linder early. 6 walks to 8 strikeouts, even though he hasn't given up a lot of runs so far. And that was the big focus on the Arizona State front and pitching coach Jeremy Accardo as we take a look at the defense behind Linder out there in the field for ASU. Pretty clean yesterday in the field, did not commit an error. New center fielder this year in Dominic Longo, the transfer from Utah Valley, but a couple of vets in there. New Contradas, been around the program a while. Brody Briggs behind the plate, the battery for Linder. High fly ball here from Levi Clark, but he got under it. A towering fly ball that Landon Hairston has tracked and makes the catch. So Colin Linder works around a 2-out walk. Otherwise, a clean top of the first. And we're underway on day 2 of the Amegy Bank College Baseball Series. It's the Sun Devils coming up for the first time next.
The Whataburger Monterey Melt is back? You've got some nerve showing up here again, looking all delicious with your fresh all-beef patties, melty cheeses, grilled peppers and onions, and jalapeno ranch. When I want you, you're nowhere to be found. And now you're back? Aw, get in here. We just missed you, that's all. The Whataburger Monterey Melt is back and harder to resist than ever. Download the app.
What a burger! Bowman Engineering and Consulting and their dedicated Amegy business banker worked together to put the us in business banking, which included the occasional lunch meeting. Now, it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry. Because you're more than a customer, we're more than a bank, and together, we'll help put your business on solid financial footing. With comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, planning sessions whenever you need them. Here, we collaborate. Here, you grow.
At Globe Life, we have policies for almost everybody.
Welders?
Yes.
Farmers?
Yes.
Rodeo clowns?
No, we don't cover rodeo clowns.
Construction workers?
Yes.
Electricians?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Not rodeo clowns.
Factory workers?
Yes.
Chefs?
Yes.
Birthday clowns?
Yes.
Ah, come on!
Globe Life Insurance. Affordable coverage for almost everyone.
Arizona State coming to the plate for the first time. 0-0 as we take a look at the Sun Devils starting lineup brought to you by Amegy Bank. Here you grow. Well, same Niner in there for head coach Willie Bloomquist, but 6 of the 9 are in different spots as in yesterday's game, the 8-4 loss to Mississippi State. Dominic Longo and Dominic Smaldino, the 2 Doms, did go yard yesterday, and they remain 5th and 7th respectively. We'll see Landon Hairston off to a good start this season right out of the chute against Landon Mack, a big-time transfer from Rutgers on the USA Baseball Collegiate National Team over the summer. Sparkling numbers so far, Greg, for Mack. Sub-150 ERA through his first couple outings.
He's been very good. Just 4 walks, 20 strikeouts, a 5-to-1 ratio there for Mack. Those 20 strikeouts coming into the weekend are 4th nationally for Mack.
As This guy misses a lot of bats with the fastball movement just like that. 95 with some ride to it. Early 0-2 count on Hairston.
Yeah, you see 95 a lot these days with a little movement on it. That one has a little movement there. He's going to have to be on top of his game. I mean, you look at this Arizona State lineup, the lowest OPS is 855.
Right on cue with 2 strikes. Landon Hairston just punches it into play. That is down the line, and a leadoff single for Landon Hairston. Preseason All Big 12.
Ball off the plate. Excellent job of hitting the baseball right there from Hairston. You see the slight shift, third baseman forward off the line, and Hairston notices and just pokes it right past him.
It's a good start for the Sun Devils. Didn't have much offense early. Still looking to snap the drought. Sun Devils, after the loss yesterday, 0-5 all time at Globe Life Field. Big wave and a miss here to P.J. Mutsouridis.
Be interesting what Willie Bloomquist wants to do. They have 29 stolen bases in 10 games. So do they press the issue and move the infield around and get the guys moving, try to create their own offense by moving the infield, the runners?
Off-speed pitch just inside to Mutsouridis. And understanding the way the approach was when we talked to folks around the organization for Arizona State, they felt like, hey, this was kind of a game we want to sell out, really go hard to win. And it's been a very busy week for the Sun Devils. You go to Norman, play 2 games in a midweek, then immediately bus over to Arlington. So they have really treated this as almost a way to simulate how a regional is going to feel for them later this year.
And how more do you want to prepare yourself for conference play than playing in tournaments like this, going to Norman and playing really quality baseball?
Sure thing. Fouled off by Mutsouridis. Arizona State, they won big in game 1 at OU, and Oklahoma was here at Globe Life. They raced through the competition. They won the Shriners opening weekend with a perfect 3-0 record, and then got run ruled at home by ASU in the first game, and were down late before a 1-run rally to win that. So ASU came in here with a lot of momentum, and one loss yesterday will not dispel any of that, you would think.
That's what makes this game so great, is you get run rolled, and then you might run roll the opposition the next day.
Fouled off on 1-2. To your point on this Arizona State lineup and the challenge for Landon Mack, I mean, this is not Nichols, this is not Kent State, with no disrespect to those teams. I mean, everybody can hit for ASU. Mutsouridis, 12 hits and 28 appearances already.
Those 29 stolen bases, keeping a real close eye over there with Hairston on first.
And a Sun Devil team that ran a lot last year in their return to the NCAA tournament. Second most stolen bases in the Big 12. Slider taken outside. A 5-pitch mix for Landon Mack. In today's era of college baseball, so often, Greg, you see pitching coaches try to get things narrowed down to 2 or 3 offerings, but they really trust what the stuff brings from Landon Mack.
Well, being an ex-pitcher, you can find that out when you're warming up in the bullpen. I mean, is my curveball working? Is my slider working? And also the hitters will tell you that when you get on the mound. So you can eliminate 1 or 2 once you get into the game situation. I had a catcher come out and ask me what I wanted to start the next hitter off with one time. And I said slider. He looked at me in the eyes and said, no, your slider's not very good today. I said, okay, well then get back there and call something different. How about that?
That's direct communication.
Yes.
The Greg Swindell way. I like it. Jam shot to the right side, but it hangs up there for Reese Chapman. Despite the out from Mutsouridis, a good battle making Mack work as New Contradas comes to the plate. We'll take a look at the Tennessee Volunteer defense. Falls off that loss yesterday to UCLA. Struggled in the field, committed 3 errors trying to clean things up in that regard today. Stone Lawless, the catcher for Landon Mack. Jay Abernathy covers a ton of ground out in center field. But it was a sloppy game from the Vols. Pitching, defense, they gave up a 6 spot to UCLA in the 7th after they had crawled to within a run in the 6th inning, ultimately losing 12-5.
Tennessee coming in only had 5 errors on the year, committing the few yesterday. So unlike their defense.
Some early traffic in this one for the Sun Devils, and New Contreras back off an injury. I didn't think he'd even be here in Tempe for a 4th season in the program. There's a called strike. It's interesting to watch the arsenal here from Mac. We're talking about pitch selection. Greg goes high 80s with the cutter. He'll also go mid 80s slider, and the differentiation between those two pitches is really fascinating to watch. Here it's a fastball that's turned around, hooking and foul, not by much down the left field line.
Not by much, just missing just left of the foul pole. Literally a foul pole here at Globe Life. It is interesting. The slider is going to have a little more depth. The cutter, I mean, it doesn't matter if it's 1 inch, 2 inches, just as long as it moves a little bit to get off the barrel of the bat. Interesting choice with 2 of those, and those also are ones that you can figure out that you want to throw more in a game.
That was the cutter, the last one, and he got away with it. Tries to speed him up, and it's fouled off.
Cutter, you're wanting to get off the barrel. A slider with a right-hander, you want to get him to roll over one, shorter third, possibly get a double play.
Not a lot of room down that left field line. It's the foul pole you're talking about. We've had already 1 homer bang off the foul pole throughout this opening 3-weekend stretch. Mostly Vol fans in the house today. They were lined up before the gates even opened, as Vol fans are wont to do. So
very good following does Tennessee. A lot of bright orange and maroon. A lot of maroon here this weekend.
As a slider spoiled down for a ball 1-2. The Sun Devils a very disciplined team. It reflects their head coach and Willie Bloomquist, a great big leaguer in his own right who we'll catch up with later. 3rd fewest strikeouts in the Big 12 last year. There is a ground ball, but it finds an opening past the dive of Henry Ford. That time a curveball from Landon Mack, and Contreras stays on it. 2 base hits in the bottom of the 1st.
Arizona State getting something going here offensively. They'll point to the dugout for Contreras, 1st and 2nd with 1 out. Right. Your DH coming up. Good chance for the Sun Devils here in the 1st.
And Garrett Michelle moved up in the order from 8th to 4th. A guy who has had 5 extra base hits already, .435 average on the young season. Big spot for Michelle as he swings through a fastball. And Mack already reaching back for a little extra. We'll see him top out at 97. That last one, 96.
I got by. You see the hand slipped off the bat a little bit there of Michelle.
Chopper foul going changeup. So big spot early for Michelle. Great to have him back healthy. Has missed a good chunk of the last 2 seasons with injury. Has had a freak wrist injury in the past. He also had a knee injury as well. So this is a guy they feel like once they can get him fully healthy, could be one of the most complete hitters in the conference. Down on the count 0-2 though. And takes a change inside.
Held on that one a little long. Change up into a lefty, putting it in their wheelhouse. It both should have been away. Sometimes pitcher, if they don't hit their spot with one, will come back again with it. Hitter's not thinking that they're not going to throw it again. They just missed with it. Plus, it'd be a good pitch here also. Again, change up to lefties, get the rollover. Looking for a double play right here.
And they have the shift as well on. Just tapped foul on 1-2 with Danny Marin, the shortstop, moving just behind second base. Good look at the infield alignment for Josh Elander's club. Jam shot could be 2. 5, 4, 3, and they get the ground ball. You called it, Greg. Able to jam them in on the hands, and Landon Mack works out of a first-inning jam as Garrett Michelle grounds into the 5-4-3 double play. Volunteers struggled in the field yesterday. A nice piece of defense here to get the twin killing as we head to the second. Still 0-0.
The appetite for destruction returns. Guns N' Roses World Tour 2026. One night. Globe Life Field, September 9th. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com.
We've seen touchdowns, and we've seen home runs, but Arlington has never seen speed like this. A stampede of drivers who fear nothing and no one. Crowds that match the volume of 700 horsepower. A spectacle built between two of the most iconic stadiums on earth.
How cool.
This ain't our first rodeo, but it might be our fastest.
At Shriners Children's, we're home to the world's leading pediatric orthopedic care. Because so many life-changing advancements start here. We provide access to the best doctors and never allow your ability to pay for services to compromise the care your child needs. We're the first place to turn for the most common or complex orthopedic conditions, home to possibility, and empowering kids to achieve the extraordinary. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
0-0. We go to the second inning. Tennessee and Arizona State. So pleased to be joined now by the fifth-year head coach of the Sun Devils, Willie Bloomquist, giving us some time here on this Amegy Bank College Baseball Series. Willie, thanks as always for doing this. Man, been kind of just a whirlwind of 4 or 5 days for you guys. And now you turn right around, get the early game. I had to think it would be nice, though, at least after a tough loss yesterday, getting right back on the horse this morning.
Yeah, it's been we scheduled this on purpose. We wanted this to be a challenging week for us, and and play against some really good teams, which we're doing, and see how we stack up and where we need to get better and improve upon as the season goes.
Well, it's obvious with going to Oklahoma, coming here, playing 3 ranked teams, and you got conference play coming up in 2 weeks. You kind of know where your team will be after this weekend.
Yeah, that's kind of the purpose of it. And again, you can play powder puffs and these other schools where you can beat up on all you want, but it doesn't prepare you for conference play. And we got a tough conference in the Big 12 this year, and a lot of good teams that we're going to need to be prepared for. And no better way to do that than to play really good SEC teams. So we figured that was the plan behind it.
Can't help but think back to the last time you guys were here, Willie, and we talked to you, and it was certainly in the middle of a transition. This ball hanging up for it long ago, but it just falls in front of him. Leadoff base hit here for Reese Chapman. You just think about where your program was at 2024 versus 2026, and just to reflect from a macro perspective how far things have come here just in a short time.
Yeah, it has, and it's been a lot of work, of course, and we're trying to continue to recruit the good players and get athletic and guys that can play baseball. And it's been a bit of a process, but we feel like we're in position now that we're able to compete with these teams on a much bigger scale and be right in there with these guys.
Coach, you had the extra inning loss and Oklahoma lost yesterday. Was there any message today to the team to come out to try to win this one?
Well, obviously that's not a good start, but
they'll hold the runner at 30 reps, so another jam for your guy Colin Linder to try to get out of, Coach.
Yeah, it's message today was to these guys just to, hey, come out, be ready to play, which they will be, and be on the attack at all times. You can't get passive when we're playing against teams with big-time uniforms on. You just got to go attack them. We're Arizona State. We're not second fiddle to anybody. We're going to keep coming after you. So that was the message, and hopefully we can wiggle out of this little jam here early and start putting some runs on the board.
No doubt. Willie, appreciate the time as always. Thanks for doing this.
You bet. Thanks.
So the single off the bat of Chapman, and then Tyler Myatt bangs one into the gap. So Chris Newstrom, who homered yesterday, now stands in a big spot. Newstrom punches one into the gap. It is down. Volunteers strike first. A 2-run double from Chris Newstrom, who stays hot.
Talked about the home run yesterday. Jumping right on this first pitch from Linder. Another cutter that didn't cut off the barrel right there. Chris Newstrom hammers this one into left center. A great effort by Harrison. Ball doesn't get to the wall, but scores too easily here for the Volunteers.
And back-to-back, very hard-hit gap shots as well. So that move up the order pays off. Look at Landon Mack out there. Top step of the dugout. Love to see that.
Yeah, I've never seen a starting pitcher say stop scoring. You want as many as you can get.
Yeah. You enjoyed the run support in your time in the big
I'll sit in there as long as I want, as long as they keep putting runs on the board.
It's been the bottom of this Tennessee order that has certainly been the better half in the tournament so far. And Stone Lawless showing bunt, pulls back, takes a fastball outside.
The last two doubles, both on cutters. One didn't get in on Myatt, and that one didn't get off the barrel to Newstrom. Two balls hit hard, as you said.
Take outside, and it's 2-0. A challenge for Colin Linder with the command being what it has been, where he struggled with some walks early this year. If the fastball isn't being located, he can get in a bit of a bind, and he's found himself in that this inning as this fastball is fouled off.
Lawless looking to hit something to the right side, advance Newstrom to third base, but sometimes you think teams like Tennessee that really bang the baseball, they're worried about hitting the ball out of the ballpark, not worried about getting runners over.
And it's a dangerous count as well for Lawless. 3-1. Linder misses high. Big inning continues for Tennessee. 2 runs already in, no outs, and Manny Marin in the 9-hole comes up.
Lost 3 out of 4. Lost the first game here in Arlington. Got Manny Marin coming up, average at 227. I would imagine we could see him try to advance with the bunt right here, try to get down the third base line and advance the runners.
You also have to think Marin will be watching to see a strike come into the zone here with some of the struggles of Linder. He is showing and bunts it foul.
When I was pitching, and you knew it was an obvious bunt situation, the hardest pitch to bunt to third will be a cutter or a slider away, because that's the purpose of advancing the runners, is get that third baseman to come all the way in where the first baseman is already charging. That's where you want as a pitcher to try to get him to bunt it to. And how do you do that? You pitch something away to the hitter.
And you see Brody Briggs coming out calling the defense. As much as you talk about Arizona State trying to bounce back, it also does feel like, for as early season of a game as it is, and this bunt is down. Job well done by Marin, who advances the runners. We know, Greg, how SEC fan bases tend to overreact a little bit in February, so this kind of feels, not to say must win at all, but feels like a very important game today for Tennessee, the way the fan base is already murmuring, so to speak, with a slow start.
Didn't work out too well yesterday for Tennessee, so now you just want to put as many runs as you can on the board. Now this inning, just the second inning, and you're sacrifice bunting over to get to the top of your order here. 1-4 on the sacrifice put out, and Jay Abernathy
Launches a curveball, miss upstairs. Big spot for him. Sun Devils bring the corner infielders in, but shift with their shortstop Mutsaritas to the right of second base. Abernathy hit it right at him, leading off the game.
Any ground ball to short or second. The shortstop played in the shift will score the run. That ball in the dirt.
They're going to send him. Got him at home. It's right there. Brody Briggs tracks it down. A late break by Newstrom from third, and they gun him at home plate.
Yeah, once that hesitation from Newstrom at third base, all they had to do was retrieve the ball, and big man covering the plate. That's something you practice on. It never doesn't happen too often, but Linder gets right in there, covers the plate. Main thing, secures the baseball and makes the tag.
Lawless does advance to third, but what a massive second out. A gift for Colin Linder to get. Fastball rides up and in. 3-1 on Abernathy. So it is ruled a wild pitch with Lawless able to take third. And the inning continues. Third walk already from Linder. Brings up Henry Ford. Not the man you want up when you're struggling with command, Greg, and 2 ducks on the pond.
You got to be careful right here. You saw him jump on the first pitch in the first inning and fly it out. But now you got runner in scoring position and 2 outs. Henry Ford, one of the sought-after players in the portal over the winter.
A big-time get, viewed as a borderline first-round draft prospect for next summer. Preseason first-team All-SEC. Takes a called strike. Now Ford hit .362 a season ago, 11 homers. .308 average to start his Tennessee career. And ropes one to the left side. Diving snag, Mutsaritas, but he couldn't get it out of his glove. Great effort to keep it on the infield, but Ford drives in a third run of the inning, and it's 3-0.
Really good effort out there. That ball was hit hard. You talk about exit velocity on home runs. That one came off the bat 106 miles an hour. DJ could just dive, and unfortunately for him, it gets away from him a little bit. Couldn't get to his feet. Henry Ford hustling down the line with the knock and the RBI.
That sends out Jeremy Accardo to the mound. Second-year pitching coach for Arizona State. Henry Ford, the UVA transfer, getting the RBI, and now ASU will send some of their bullpen guys down into that right center field bullpen to start getting loose.
You know, D1 baseball has the rankings by position. In the third base position, according to D1 baseball, the top 5, there's 3 here this weekend. One being Henry Ford, Chris Hokopian from A&M, and Roman Anby from UCLA.
Well, you're well represented
Rowan
this
Martin.
week, just, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Well, there are a lot of comps to big leaguers out there too this weekend. It's what makes these series so special. And Tennessee, last time they were here back in 2024, I would say that turned out to be a pretty successful year for them. First pitch going curveball to Blaine Brown, 8th batter of the inning. Brown, a two-way guy who's mostly been at the plate so far this year, hitting right around 300. And the jam shot works the count to 0-2. I'm sure from Jeremy Accardo that message is, let's see some first pitch strikes. Let's get in front of the count a little bit. Playing from behind against this Tennessee lineup is a dangerous task.
Now you see what happens. Hit the ball hard, getting the hitters counts, hit the balls in the gaps, and they haven't hit one out of the park yet.
back up the middle, around the shift and through. Tennessee adds another. Blaine Brown goes hit them where they ain't, and it's 4-0.
A little too close for comfort there. Up in the count. 0-2 was Linder. Got the shift on. Ball hit right where the shortstop normally is. But continuing to hit the baseball hard no matter what the count is Tennessee.
And it brings up Levi Clark, 9th man to bat of the inning. Preseason second team All-SEC. Watches a slider outside. It's a nice problem to have for Josh Elander. Multiple catchers who are really, really solid. He came into the year saying this is as talented of a group as he had ever had. Elander in his time at Tennessee, 8 years there before taking over as head coach. And watches as his first baseman today, Levi Clark, gets plunked in the back. A curveball that just slipped out of the hand of Linder. And now that Arizona State bullpen, Greg, getting very active very quickly.
Now there's sometimes you don't even have time to get loose down there. You just need to go pick your teammate up out on the mound. Right now, Linder's struggling. Obviously, in this inning, Tennessee now sends the 10th hitter to the plate. Had a couple of walks this inning, a hit batter, and 5 hits. Tennessee has a chance right here with one swing of the bat to really break this game open.
It was Reese Chapman who started the inning with a single. Fastball upstairs. Again, Arizona State committed to that shift on the lefty Chapman. And watches a fastball inside. 2-0. Nowhere to put him. High drive. It's hooking. Just foul. Oh, he was sitting dead red there, wasn't he, Reese Chapman?
Yeah, you would think in the inning with the control issues of Linder, you might take there, but no. And I would 4 on the board, looking to get more. That was a good pitch to hit. Just got a little anxious, a little out in front of that fastball.
Bullpen action already going here in the second inning for ASU. Flied off the end of the bat. This hangs up there for Landon Hairston. And Linder does get the 3rd out, but not before a crooked number for the Tennessee Volunteers. Chapman and Myatt with the Ducks on the ponds. Chris Newstrom, the big hit, a 2-run double to start the scoring. Hairston couldn't make a diving catch. Henry Ford and Blaine Brown RBI singles as well, and the Vols lead it 4-0.
Every shot starts with belief. Something extraordinary can happen. Shriners Children's provides hope, healing, and the chance to dream big. They never allow the ability to pay to compromise the care children receive. Shriners Children's empowers the extraordinary, and you can too. Join me in supporting this life-changing cause and help provide the most amazing care anywhere.
The biggest weekend in rodeo is coming to Arlington, Texas. The American Rodeo Championship Weekend returns May 22nd and 23rd at Globe Life Field, with special live performances from 2-time Grammy-nominated Midland on Friday and country superstar Chris Young on Saturday. This is rodeo at its finest, and the only place to experience it is Globe Life Field. Don't wait. Tickets are on sale now at AmericanRodeo.com.
Winter, the only season you can't see a go-ahead home run.
That one is gone!
Can't witness a filthy strikeout.
Holy moly!
Can't even experience a walk-off.
That That ball is history.
And you're reminded there really are only 2 seasons, winter and baseball.
How about that?
So how do you win your winter? You get ready for baseball. Single game tickets now on sale, all for Texas.
A 4 spot from Tennessee in the top of the second. This is how the Amegy Bank College Baseball Series, our final weekend, has looked so far. Mississippi State beginning with an 8-4 win over Arizona State. UCLA just hit bomb after bomb yesterday in a 12-5 win. Then we had the run rule at night. Texas A&M over Virginia Tech. And it's day 2 today. Tennessee and Arizona State kickstarting us, and Landon Mack getting a nice amount of run support here out of the chute, Greg, after working out of some trouble in the first inning.
Yeah, sometimes you get out there, you have some butterflies. You can see very emotional coming off the mound after that first inning. It took 19 pitches to get out of that first inning, but put a 0 on the board. Now he has a 4-run lead.
Pretty looking cut fastball. Gets Longo out in front, and the first punch out for Landon Mack, who had 20 of them in his first 2 starts.
9 in his first start, 11 in his last start, 6 2/3 innings against Kent State. Added on 1 right there, getting Longo to swing through the cutter. Little off the plate.
I mean, that thing looks so good out of the hand, too. You're thinking 2 strikes, got to protect. All of a sudden off the plate, and you're out in front.
And it's a oops.
And an about face. Dean Toigo stepping in, takes a first pitch ball. Cracked foul. Now Landon Mack. It's a nice pitcher to have out there when you have the early 11 a.m. local start, because that's a dude who just brings straight energy.
He said a dude. He's a dude on the mound. He has the energy. The team can see that, rally around that. Sometimes it's tough. Get things going. Batting practice was early this morning, having to get up and get to the park and be ready. And you look out 60 feet 6, and your pitcher is giving you a lot of energy. That will give you energy. And putting a 4 spot up in the second inning as well.
2-1 count here to Dean Toigo. I mean, Mack was pointing up to the crowd when he got out of that first inning jam. He was wasting no time. Roll to the right side into the shift. Newstrom with the throw. 2 up, 2 down in the bottom of the second. He's going hat tip. I mean, it's like he's at Augusta National over here. He's got it all covered.
Other times, as a pitcher, sometimes you don't realize you do some things that you do because you're in the moment. I went back sometimes in my career and watched them. I'm like, why did I do that? But it's just you get lost out there, and that's tunnel vision. That's tunnel vision, being in your realm, in your element out there on the mound.
Dominic Small-Dino taking a cutter just high. I guess it's not a bad problem to have if you have success and you back it up. And certainly a pitcher like Mack has always backed it up.
When I pitched, people were like, how did you do that? When 50,000 people screaming at you. And that's the tunnel vision. You don't hear it. I mean, you have to hear it, obviously, because it's all focused towards you on the mound. But I could hear sometimes my wife's voice say something in the crowd, but I couldn't hear 56,000 other people.
Fastball in there on the outside edge. 98. You can tell his Landon Mack character is a little fired up.
Reached back a little bit on that one. He's trying to end this inning right here.
A freshman All-American at Rutgers last year. 97, just misses low and away. 2-2 to Small-Dino.
Yeah, good time for that cutter, in my opinion, right here. Thrown the 2 fastballs away, now have one with a little movement, even more away.
Good take.
That was the cutter. Just it was low out of his hand. Hitter recognized it.
Good battle too here with Small-Dino, a 20 home run upside sort of guy when you talk to the coaching staff. 11 homers, 46 runs batted in last year. He turns on one foul. At 6'6", 230 for Small-Dino. Ready to go with the 3-2. The battle continues.
You never want to give in, and I don't think giving in, throwing the cutter again. He's thrown the fastball, a couple 97-mile-an-hour fastballs he's been able to fight off. I believe something now with a little movement away, but it has to be more recognizable up in the zone.
Got him. He pulls the string on 3-2, and the Cal transfer Dominic Smaldino is retired. Whole lot of smiles down there in the Tennessee dugout. Off to a 4-0 lead through 2 innings. 2 punch-outs in the inning for Landon Mack. 22 of them now on the season.
There's a big deal going on at Whataburger. Like the new Big Ranch Wrap. A crispy chicken strip, buttermilk ranch, cheese, and fresh veggies in a warm tortilla. Or go bigger with 5 premium Whata chicken bites. Or go bigger than big with our Bacon Cheese Whataburger Jr. with fresh 100% beef and melty cheese. Make it even bigger with fries and a drink for a little more. Now that's a big deal. The Whata deal, now at Whataburger. Download the app.
Naylor Industries and their dedicated Amegy business banker work together to put the us in business banking, focusing on their business needs with lightning speed. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry. Because you're more than a customer, we're more than a bank, and together we'll help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, a banking partner who is just as invested in your growth as you are. Here we collaborate. Here you grow.
Forest Break, the Jesus Generation Tour. Live in a 360 in the round experience. With special guests Tori Kelly, Corey Asbury, plus the Figs. On sale now at forestspring.com. Don't miss the Jesus Generation Tour with Forest Spring. Jesus is coming down. Produced by TPR.
Ball fans in the house on this Saturday morning, kickstarting day 2 of the Amegy Bank College Baseball Series. Liking what they're seeing so far here, Greg. 4 spot in the second. Their young pitcher and Landon Mack throwing BBs on the mound, and they take a 4-0 lead into the 3rd.
Yeah, good start for Tennessee. Thought Colin Linder was trying to wiggle out of that 2nd inning. Tennessee just continued the pressure, used the walks, the hit batter. Hit the ball hard in the gaps to get that 4th spot. Looking to put up a 0 here, though, is Arizona State. They're a good hitting ball club. Want to keep it at 4 right here.
Carson Linder misses just outside 1-1. So his first 2 starts, 2 earned runs in 8 innings for Linder, and 4 runs allowed. They double the previous entire 2-game output. But that is a thing that can happen when you face this Tennessee lineup, a group that does return 4 of their starters from last year's Super Regional team, one of 4 SEC teams to hit 300 as a lineup. And despite so much turnover and newness, there are a lot of familiar faces and really good players on the roster.
A lot of familiar faces, went in the portal, got some really good players to come in, and it's Tennessee, just a couple years off winning a national championship, putting themselves on the map.
Poked foul from Tyler Myatt, one of those big-time transfers out of Walters State JUCO in Tennessee, and a top 100 draft prospect for this summer. Ranked the number 2 transfer class in the country by 64 Analytics. Wave and a miss. There's a good fastball. Cracks up and in from Linder.
Good location, 91 on that fastball from Linder. See the 4-seam grip going up above the letters. Tough to lay off that pitch as a hitter because you see it so well, but you hardly see any hitters catch up with those up there. And if you do, it's going to pop it up.
Chris Newstrom has had a big weekend already. Homer yesterday, 2-run double today to get his average up over 300. and takes a ball outside. So as we're talking about, the Vols did go heavy in the portal. Bring guys back like Chris Newstrom, who had to sit behind some incredibly talented players the last couple years. 351 average in a relatively small sample size, only 68 plate appearances last year, but they certainly felt like he had the goods, and he has shown it to us this weekend. Taking a fastball on 2-0. That misses, and it's 3-0 to Newstrom.
And you tip your hat to guys like Newstrom, because nowadays with the portal, you could decide I want to go play somewhere. Bide his time, and now having a good season so far through the first 10 games.
It is amazing when you look at the starting lineup too for Tennessee, and Reese Chapman fits that bill. Guy who didn't play a lot for a couple of years. Manny Marin, same way. Called strike on 3-1 as Linder battles back.
It's almost like giving up that 4 spot's a different pitcher out there this inning. You just see a little more on the fastball, locating better. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the third.
Another swing and a miss going upstairs. This one high and away to the right-handed hitter Newstrom, and first 2 strikeouts of the day for Colin Linder.
Another pitch up in the zone, a little off the plate. Can't catch up with it. Somebody said something to Colin Linder, and Linder himself told him, I got to start doing better. I want to stay in this ball game.
Fires the first pitch strike to Stone Lawless. You also wonder with how busy of a week it's been for Arizona State. Used a lot of bullpen arms in the midweek against Oklahoma. Were taxed yesterday with how the game unfolded. Probably for Willie Bloomquist, a situation where you'd really love, even with the struggles of Linder, who's at 52 pitches right now, to at least grind out 4 or 5 innings for you.
You would love that. He's thrown just over 80 pitches in his first 2 starts, 83 and 86. So you'd like him to get to that point at least. Having a clean inning here is going to help that.
Mutsaritas back and makes the catch. That'll do wonders for Colin Linder as he gets a 1-2-3 inning for the first time. Stays a 4-0 lead for Tennessee to the home half of the third.
Woodcraft and their dedicated Amegy business banker work together to put the us in business banking, creating a long-lasting relationship with open and quick communication. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry, because you're more than a customer. We're more than a bank, and together we'll work to help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, the support you need to reach your business goals faster. Here we collaborate. Here you grow.
Every at-bat.
That one is gone!
Every pitch.
Got him swinging!
Every angle.
He will score, and the Rangers are in front!
From pre-game to post-game. From the truck to the booth.
I hope you're fired up at home, sitting on the couch watching your favorite baseball team.
It all starts here. Rangers Sports Network, the official home of Rangers Baseball.
The Rangers Foundation is really proud to support our community where they need us and when they need us. Crowds are bigger each year, and we're able to bring our donors in, and with the silent and live auction, we've raised almost $9 million to give back to our community.
Every year I come and support our organization. That's what we do best, helping the community.
We head to the bottom of the third, 4-0 lead for Tennessee on game number 1, day 2 here of the Amegy Bank College Baseball Series. So pleased right now to be joined by Josh Elander, first-year head coach of the Vols. Coach, we were just talking last half inning about the guys like Chris Newstrom, Reese Chapman, biding their time on the bench, sticking around, and now getting a chance to shine. How rewarding has it been for you now, having been on the staff, watched their growth develop, and seeing them show out right here in the starting lineup?
Yeah, it's been great to see. I think Newey playing with some confidence, taking some good swings, and Reese been good for us for a long time now. But that's over the 9 years we've been here. There's been a long history of guys who kind of waited their time out and then also capitalized on the moment when they got there. So we got some more guys, getting back, getting healthy right now. But it's good to see those guys playing with some confidence.
Coach, you obviously through the first 10 games. Do you have your own style? I know you've been with Sloss, you've been with Van Horn, you've been with Vitello. How does their style compare to yours, and do you take stuff from coaching with them?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, those are three of the best coaches in the game, right? So very fortunate to have learned from all of them. And I think, again, you take bits and pieces. And, again, we're still figuring it out as a group. This team is learning how to win and learning how to play together. So a lot of that stuff should happen organically over time, and the players will have a say in it. But, again, we just need to play as much baseball as we can. It's good to see Landon throwing the ball like this and that 4 spot there in the second.
Yeah, it's an okay resume, Josh, of guys you've worked on. Just okay. How nice is it, too, to have, you come off a loss. You have a guy like Landon Mack. I mean, the dude's literally like jumping up and down, pointing in the crowd, strikeouts left and right. What has this guy brought to your program, just with his energy in general?
Just toughness. I mean, he's a dog. I love watching him pitch, and we talked about lining up the weekend. I mean, love what Teagan and Blanco bring to the table, but we need stability in the middle. I think Landon Mack can bring that, and again, different style, but again, there's some Drew Beam as far as just the professionalism, how he goes about it, and then some Chase Dolander with his stuff. But again, anytime Landon Mack can have the ball in the mound, we feel good about it.
Coach, I've asked a couple of the other coaches this weekend. You got the grind of the SEC coming up. Weekends like this, I mean, you can't. It's hard to prepare for the SEC grind, but weekends like this can help.
There's no doubt about it. I mean, great venue right here, and that one spurts through. But again, when you want to do everything you can to get ready for SEC play, right? And we talked with the team last year. 8 of our 10 series went to 1-1 games on Sunday, right? So we got a chance to get back to the even column today, and we're going to go one game at a time here. But 3 premier programs are getting to play in a big league stadium, so we'll take as much competition as we can get as we get closer to SEC play.
Sure thing, Josh. Appreciate the time. Thanks for doing this.
Yes, sir. See you guys.
Absolutely. Josh Elander with us right now. The strikeout of Austin Rawlig, and now Brody Briggs able to get one back up the middle. It's pretty high praise when you start throwing Beam, Dolly out there, talking about Landon Mack comps. I mean, that's pretty special stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you can see it. I mean, the guy is a lot of energy. Sometimes you'd like to have that over someone like my demeanor is kind of easy-go-lucky. So, but when I was on the mound, it was a little different. But you don't have to. You have to pull the reins back sometimes on Landon Mack.
Landon Hairston digs in, watches a fastball just miss low. At least you don't have to ever guess what Landon Mack is thinking out there. It pretty much tells you. Running 2-1 here on the 1-out single by Briggs. But you're saying you were the opposite, so you would get asked that question, I'm assuming. Your pitching coach comes out to the mound, he's like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah, what's up with you? I tried to keep the same demeanor all the time.
Yeah.
Because then no one would ever know, was he happy? Is he mad? Is he angry? What's going on?
There's a laser, continues to rise. It's off the wall. Hairston with a booming double. They hold the runner at third as the Sun Devils try to load up for a big inning. He did not miss a home run by much.
It looked like it could have carried further, but right off the base of the wall. See the pitch right here. He went down and got it. You can see Stone Lawless start to go to the dirt with the glove. Right there, but nice piece of hitting by Harrison with authority. One hop in the base of the wall and getting that double. Arizona State trying to get something going here in the third.
Much needed for the Sun Devils, who struggled scoring early so far at Globe Life. PJ Moutsouridis takes a slider outside. Well, Matt got out of one jam in the first, had runners on the corners, 1 out. Got a double play here at second and third, 1 out. Wave and a miss. Goes back to that cut fastball.
You can see it. It was a perfect angle to see that cutter. Just off the bat. I mean, it's like the old school slider where it was hard to pick up from a hitter. Now the cutter's even tougher.
Got him. 1-2 with the cut fastball again, paying dividends. And it also helps when you know that there's the slider in the arsenal as well. So if you're a hitter, you can't just sit on one particular spin. And
it helps when you're getting them over the plate. Hitter has to think 5 different pitches here within a second. And then Matt got away with that one, hung that one right down the middle.
TJ Mutsaritas, he's been around the block, former Cal transfer, over 500 career college plate appearances. Goal right now just to put one in play, with Tennessee conceding the run here in a 4-run game.
I know who's not conceding the run.
Yes, that is true.
He's looking for a punch out right here.
Three of them already for Mack. Goes to the cutter again. A pitch that has worked really well for him, and a good take by Mutsaritas. Just outside with a fastball.
They tried to let the fastball out and they have it run back. Just held on it a little too long, didn't come back over the outer half. Got to go right after him right here. Now you would take the out if you can get an out right here.
New Contradas on deck, heart of the Sun Devil order, looking for a rally. Wave and a miss. He goes back to the cutter and has a 4th punch out of the day.
4th punch out, all swinging off of Landon Mack. This one, you got a little movement on it. You can see the drop on that one just a little bit. If we were using the ABS system, that still would have been a strike. That was right over the corner, literally. Very good pitch, big out. Now one bigger to get right here.
Now faces New Contradas, who singled off him in the first. The fastball's low and outside. So often you have a young pitcher who's literally bouncing up and down on the mound. You kind of assume, okay, command might be a work in progress, but really not with Landon Mack. He only walked 17 last year in over 80 innings at Rutgers.
He's a controlled pitcher. With again, we talk about his energy. Occasionally, be a good situation just to step back. You got 20 seconds to take a deep breath right here. Might be hard for Landon Mack to do because he does have so much energy out there, but taking his time a little more right here in between pitches.
You see the sweat already halfway out onto that brim. A 2-0 wave and a miss, and that's what is such a magical part of his arsenal. And you can come 2-0, 2 on, 2 out, and yet you cannot afford to sit fastball if you're the hitter on the other side.
That's when you know again, we talked about warming up in the bullpen. What pitch is working for you right now? He's got the changeup working, the cutter working. Hadn't thrown too many sliders. That cutter's been a really good pitch for him.
Up and in, 3-1. First base open. Garrett Michelle on deck, who grounded into a double play in the first. Taking a strike on a cutter that off the hand looked like it might have been a couple balls inside. Ends up right on the inside corner.
Yeah, froze Contradas for a second. Cutter's worked for him with the strikeouts this inning. I wouldn't doubt to go right back to it.
Ball fans making some noise. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. Landon Mack have a morning. 5 punch outs as he gets out of another jam.
Possible Missions and their dedicated Amegy business banker work together to put the us in business banking by sharing the same values both in the office and out in the community. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry, because you're more than a customer. We're more than a bank, and together we'll help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, by being a true community partner. Here we collaborate. Here you grow.
There's a big deal going on at Whataburger. like the new Big Ranch Wrap, a crispy chicken strip, buttermilk ranch, cheese, and fresh veggies in a warm tortilla. Or go bigger with 5 premium wadded chicken bites. Or go bigger than big with our Bacon Cheese Whataburger Jr. with fresh 100% beef and melty cheese. Make it even bigger with fries and a drink for a little more. Now that's a big deal. The Whata Deal, now at What a Burger. Download the app.
Every shot starts with belief. Something extraordinary can happen. Shriners Children's provides hope, healing, and the chance to dream big. They never allow the ability to pay to compromise the care children receive. Shriners Children's empowers the extraordinary, and you can too. Join me in supporting this life-changing cause and help provide the most amazing care anywhere.
It's a 4-0 lead for Tennessee to the 4th. Here is why. All 4 runs coming in a big second inning. Chris Newstrom with the 2-run double that got it all started.
He really brought the bats out in that second inning. Got the 5 hits, a couple walks, a hit batter. You give extra base runners to Tennessee, they're going to make you pay. Even when you make good defensive plays, the ball's bouncing your way in the second inning for Tennessee, putting up the crooked number 4 spot. Brown going against the shift right there. Really an excellent job of hitting the baseball and moving the runners in the second inning for Tennessee.
Last time they were at Globe Life Field, 2024, they won their first national championship under Tony Vitello. Now the Vols are back. Been a bit of a struggle by their extremely lofty standards. Coming in here at 6-3, losers of a home series to Kent State. They lost 2 of 3, lost the opener to #1 ranked UCLA yesterday. But as we have seen, the firepower is obviously there. And at a certain point, this team will find its stride and be an absolute threat, you feel like, to make Omaha.
Oh, for sure. For sure. It's a good team. As you heard Josh Elander say, you got to find your identity. You got to find, get used to the new teammates and everything. A brand new coach, head coach, a lot going on. The hubbub is coming from the fans because they want more, but it all matters. The only thing that matters is how you end up. And this team will find their identity and find a way as the season goes on.
Manny Marin with the fly out to right. The last thing you want is to peak in April in this sport.
That 20 next to their name, it means nothing right now. It means nothing. You can be unranked and still make it to Omaha. So that's why I think rankings this early in the season sometimes are misleading. Especially the teams that, you bring up Texas A&M last year, preseason #1, didn't make a regional play. This year, UCLA preseason #1, which we'll see later tonight, those two go at each other. So sometimes injuries happen. That's what happened a lot to A&M last year. You just don't play well at times. So early season rankings, I just don't feel right.
A 1-1 count here to Jay Abernathy. Fisted toward Moutsouridis into the shift. 2 up and 2 down. And you have 2 blue bloods right now in the SEC who are struggling a little bit. Tennessee, the 6-3 record. It seems like the sky's falling in Fayetteville. Hog fans are losing their minds.
UTA beat them yesterday.
Yep.
They don't know what to do in Fayetteville.
It's like the lost to Arkansas State in the midweek. It's also a sign, too. The talent in college baseball, a lot of mid-majors now are more competitive than ever, and it's not something that should really surprise a lot of people. The way you follow the sport, it's certainly been a trend.
Right. It's not a surprise you see on Tuesdays and Wednesdays that those things happen, but it's happening on the weekends, too, now.
Henry Ford keeps the inning alive with a 2-out single. So Ford with back-to-back hits had the RBI single in the second inning, and it gives Blaine Brown another chance, who's reached twice against Colin Linder. You have to give Linder a lot of credit the way he's settled down. That was the second inning, could have chased a lot of pitchers, but he's still in there. Only 62 pitches and a chance to put some easement on this Sun Devil bullpen.
If he doesn't get Chapman out in that second inning to end it with a fly ball to left, he's probably out of the game. And in between innings, either he took it upon himself or somebody took him down in the tunnel and had a talking to, because it's a different pitcher. He's attacking more, attacking within the zone a little more. And that was what, he had retired 6 straight since that end of the second inning until that hit there by Henry Ford.
And you figured there would be some ups and downs early in the year for Linder when you consider he hadn't pitched at all since 2024. Had to sit out all of last year rehabbing an injury. Was a great JUCO pitcher at Northwest Florida State. As much as we've been talking about the acumen pitching wise and the strikeout ability of Landon Mack, Colin Linder's a pitcher who struck out 123 guys in 84 1/3 innings.
So it's in there. They can see it. Just injuries, you hate to see them happen.
Pop foul by Brown.
We're way up here, and that's about the closest I've ever seen to coming this far up, that foul ball. But I mean, the ability's there, the talent is there. Injuries a lot of times take a little while to get over. We see both this pitcher and last night we saw Shane Sadeo from Texas A&M. He didn't pitch at all last year, and now the Friday night guy for A&M. Colin Linder settling in now.
Super impressive bounce back from Colin Linder. He's retired 6 of the last 7 he's faced, puts up a couple zeros on the scoreboard. Arizona State still trails by 4 here in the 4th.
Bowman Engineering and Consulting and their dedicated Amegy business banker worked together to put the us in business banking, which included the occasional lunch meeting. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry, because you're more than a customer. We're more than a bank, and together we'll help put your business on solid financial footing. With comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, planning sessions whenever you need them. Here we collaborate. Here you grow. Naylor Industries and their dedicated Amegy business banker work together to put the us in business banking, focusing on their business needs with lightning speed. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry, because you're more than a customer. We're more than a bank, and together we'll help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, a banking partner who is just as invested in your growth as you are. Here we collaborate. Here you grow.
All 3 weekends of college baseball here at Globe Life Field benefit Shriners Children's, with a portion of ticket sales going to a worthy cause that is dedicated to improving the lives of children around the world. To donate, scan the QR code on your screen or visit collegebaseballseries.com. Final day of February. It has been a tremendous 3 weeks from opening day to this 3rd weekend. And you look at the calendar, Greg, we're, in some cases, a week, and other conferences 2 weekends out from conference play getting started. It is here, and it is happening fast.
It does. It gets on you in a hurry, and that's why these games, as you get closer to conference play, are just important, just to clean things up, either in your lineup, on the mound, and play good baseball. And that's what these teams this weekend against the competition is doing.
As Garrett Michelle leads off the bottom of the 4th against a pitcher who certainly looks like he's in midseason form right now, Landon Mack. 5 Ks in 3 innings.
Throwing the ball well. 57 pitches coming into this 4th inning, excuse me. Just like the energy. You got to keep that up when you're out there. You just got the 4-run lead. You can't just get on your heels, because as we've talked about the offense from the Arizona State team, he got himself in trouble in that 3rd inning with 2 on and end up striking out the side.
This could very easily be a different story with the way Arizona State's had multiple runners on with 1 out twice. Michelle fouls it back. Back up the middle. Perfectly placed is Manny Marin. Makes the 6-3 putout. It was interesting after that last inning, the third, when Mac was super fired up. Saw Chris Koski follow him to the dugout, was giving him a little talking to. Greg, you picked up on that.
I mean, he's got energy. We've talked about that, and either it was directly. I don't think it was directed towards Arizona State. Nonetheless, the situation calls for you not just to walk off the mound and do nothing. I mean, he was fired up. He was chirping a little bit, but it didn't look like anything malicious. But they just want, I guess, nip it in the bud.
Well, it's funny, Mac was, if there was any chirping, it was towards his own fans and his dugout. He was pumping himself, his teammates up. Back out on the mound for another inning of work and still looking just as effective. 0-2 the count to Longo. This one pulled foul. So often we talk about guys who go to the Cape or another big-time wood bat league and they come back just looking like a different either pitcher, hitter, gain confidence. Well, in Mac's case, it was the collegiate baseball national team getting to go to a training camp there, and he clearly looks like a guy who, even from his days at Rutgers when he was a good pitcher, has obviously gone just another level up. This is 0-2, hangs out there and is punched fair down the left field line. That was a curveball that hung a little bit, and Dominic Longo has an extra base hit.
I've seen both sides when that ball's up in the zone, especially the breaking ball. That one right there stayed right on the plate. Good job by Longo driving it into the corner. But to go back to your point, anytime you get invited to wear the red, white, and blue, I mean, that's taking it to the next level, meaning you're one of the best in the country. You're going to represent your country. And for Landon Mack, I mean, even if you don't make the team and travel to wherever they go, it's still facing the best players in America.
Crack to right. Toigo puts it over the head of Chapman. Longo waited to make sure that got down. He will score anyway. Back-to-back doubles for the Sun Devils, and ASU is on the board.
That ball hit really hard over Chapman out in right field. Another pitch elevated that Arizona State's not going to miss. Going back to tag up was Longo. Then he had to get on his horse and get around. Scores easily on that double back-to-back, making it a 4-1 ball game.
And for the first time, that brings out pitching coach for Tennessee. We'll see the look to settle down Landon Mack on them. Very quick visit here. And look, it's not like Arizona State has not had their opportunities. This is 3 innings and 4 where they have had multiple guys on, multiple base hits. First time they've had anything to show for it, though.
6 hits on the game. They've left 5 on. But both doubles this inning have been up in the zone. Just missing his location is Mack, and Arizona State making him pay.
Another hard hit ball, but right at Manny Marin. That was tagged from Smaldino.
That ball hit hard. Kind of sounded like it might have been just a little off the barrel. Had him played perfectly and right to Marin at shortstop. Went to the slider right here. Yep, just off the barrel of the bat. If that's on the barrel, that gets by Marin for a base hit, but had he played perfectly.
So that visit from Josh Reynolds gets a 1-pitch line out. Now Austin Rawlig to the right side. That's through the hole. They wave around Toigo. Throw to the plate. No, he's safe. Somehow got around the tag, and ASU gets another.
Good piece of hitting. Excellent throw, just a little up the first base side. Lawless had to go get it. So the base hit right there. But here's the slide and the tag. I believe they're going to take a look at it, and from what we just saw, I think it will be overturned. Tags him on the chest, and that left hand just wasn't quite on home plate yet, in my opinion. The only opinion that matters is these two running to look at the official review.
Chris Koski calling the balls and strikes. Greg Harmon, Greg Stanzak, Matthew Anderson, the rest of our crew. As Willie Bloomquist looks on, it was a tremendous slide from Toigo. Stone Lawless ranging to tag him in the chest, and trying to get a couple other angles to see clearly. I mean, the hand was there. It's just a matter of did it make contact with the edge of the plate. I thought on first glance it did, but this is where they'll have to really narrow it down on the replay. Remember, call on the field was safe. And a big swing call right here, to say the least.
Right, either way. I mean, for Arizona State, you've got 2 on the board, extending the inning. For Tennessee, it keeps it at 1. That's all that Toigo could do right there, is stretch out and use that left hand. Lawless almost able to get the shin guard in front of his hand. Everything about that play was good. Started with the hit, the throw, and the tag, and the slide.
I'm going to go safe. I don't think they overturn this.
You say it stays. Well, I'm going the other way. I'm saying overturn. I just don't know if the hand got there.
I like that we get to go oppo head to head. This is good.
I mean, he did touch home plate. He just hit the tip of home plate, but I think the glove was already hitting on the chest.
So Willie Bloomquist looks on. His team has certainly had danger on the pass in the first 4 innings. Finally something to show for it. Will it be 1 run or at least 2? And the call is upheld, safe. I mean, all that means is I just get the tee when we golf next.
You're 1-0.
Yeah, I am 1. I'm retiring. I'm done.
It was close.
Hard to overturn, to be reviewed. I think at the end of the day, it's just not enough evidence. But it did seem like just the very tip of the home plate was tagged by Dean Toigo. An awesome slide. As that was playing out in real time, looked like they would have him nabbed at home plate. Instead, it brings up Brody Briggs to try and keep the line moving.
That was a big swing. Big swing right there for Arizona State, getting that run, and now you extend the inning.
And if there's one thing that has gotten Landon Mack in trouble at times, going back to his time at Rutgers as a freshman, it's when you have so much control to the positive, you don't walk anybody. You can sometimes live too much in the zone, and we've seen Arizona State, second time now through the order, hit a lot of balls hard.
That can be a problem, throwing too many strikes, as you said. But all 3 base hits in this inning have been elevated. Until this inning, most of the pitches have been down in the zone and out of the zone.
Briggs taking on a curveball, 1-1.
That's what it is. Most of the time, it's not about the pitch. It's about the location of the pitch.
7 hits now as well for Arizona State. They've out-hit Tennessee in the first 4 innings. Cracked foul. Now Briggs was here, part of that Arizona State team that came to Globe Life in 2024, back when they were in the final year of the Pac-12. They were really struggling at the time. Willie Bloomquist was still building this program up. And they felt like at the time Briggs was defensively ready to be the catcher of the future. They felt like the bat was going to come around eventually, and now you look ahead 2 years later, and it certainly has Greg, a guy who can swing in the heart of the order. It's a nice luxury to have him now in the 9-hole with the pedigree that he does bring.
And you look at his physicality. Big, strong kid behind the plate. Going to give you a lot of innings behind the plate. Just looks bigger, more mature. Sometimes that's what it takes. You get older, you get bigger, you get stronger.
28 starts last year for Briggs. Off to his best start hitting at any point in his college career. 8 for his first 17 this year. Four-2 lead for Tennessee. Vols got 4 in the second. But the Sun Devils.
It's not banana ball.
No, it's not. But that was nicely done.
Really good catch. A couple of seats to his right and leaned over the rail.
That's good scouting right there.
Very good.
Now Briggs making Mack work up over 75 pitches now in the 4th inning. Takes a slider in the dirt. It's a really fun matchup to watch too, and a guy, Brody Briggs, who has a great eye at the plate, has not struck out in 21 plate appearances this year. Against Landon Mack, who's back there, 25 punch-outs now in his first 15 2/3 innings of work.
And hasn't issued a free pass today.
A long inning though for Mack. 2 runs already in. Rawlig at first. Has stolen 1 base this year on his only try. Count, runs full.
Pounding on the chest right there. Dylan, let's go. Good opportunity here. The runner will be off. Get the ball in the gap to score you another run here.
Feels like a crucial moment, even though we're just in the 4th inning. And it's inside. Was there a time called first? I think there was. What's the story here? It looked like somebody was trying to call time. Yeah, they didn't give it to him, so no time called. And that worked for Brody Briggs. I guess better to be lucky than good. He was trying to call time, Greg. They didn't give it to him, and the pitch missed inside.
They didn't know, did I get time? Did I not get time? And Corey Koski finally says, go to first.
Wow.
That's ball 4.
So, and that could have been a 60-mile-an-hour lob right down the middle, and it would have been strike 3 on Briggs. So the first walk of the day, and now the normally uber efficient with control Landon Mack hits Landon Hairston, and the bases are loaded.
Unusual for Mack. A breaking ball just off the front foot there. You see of Hairston. Take that one. Take his hit by pitch down to first base. And again, stressful inning for Mack.
And very quickly, that has meant the Tennessee bullpen has to get active. Brady Frederick, the East Tennessee State transfer. They expect to use late in games this year, but this does feel like a crucial inning the way it's gotten away from Tennessee right now. 2 runs already in for ASU. Bases loaded, 2 outs. And now PJ Moutsouridis up. has thrown 83 and 91 pitches respectively his first 2 starts, at 80 right now. Fires the first pitch strike. And he and Chris Koski exchanging a couple of looks back there. Slider low and away. So an odd sequence. Briggs tried to call time on 3-2, wasn't given it. Swing and a miss here. Resulted in a walk. Next pitch was a hit by pitch. And now Mack tries to work out of a jam for the 3rd time in 4 innings. Chopper, left side. It's Marin. Strong throw in time. Mack avoids any further damage, but Arizona State cuts the deficit in half. A brilliant slide at home by Dean Toigo. Sun Devils are on the board. They get 2 back in the 4th.
Woodcraft and their dedicated Amegy business banker work together to put the us in business banking, creating a long-lasting relationship with open and quick communication. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry, because you're more than a customer. We're more than a bank, and together we'll work to help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, the support you need to reach your business goals faster. Here we collaborate. Here you grow. Possible Missions and their dedicated Amegy business banker work together to put the us in business banking by sharing the same values both in the office and out in the community. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry, because you're more than a customer. We're more than a bank, and together we'll help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, by being a true community partner. Here we collaborate. Here you grow.
Good ball game developing. Tennessee had the early 4 spot in the 2nd, but Arizona State have actually out-hit the Vols so far, 7 hits to 6, and they cracked the scoreboard for the first time, 2 runs in the 4th. And a new pitcher on the mound for Arizona State. Sun Devils head to the bullpen, and it's Alex Overbay, the UNLV transfer, the big 6'4" righty, and son of a former big leaguer in Lyle Overbay. Starts things out for the Sun Devil bullpen after Colin Linder went 4 innings. Gave up the 4 spot in the 2nd, then really settled down after that.
Yeah, look at for Overby right here to give you a couple innings. You've cut the lead in half. You got the momentum going your way. Do the Sun Devils, even though they're trailing by 2, but big opportunity here, as you said, for Overby, and Linder doing a good job getting you into the 5th inning after struggling immensely in that 2nd inning. Overby, I knew his father, Lyle, from the Diamondback days in Arizona. And a really sweet swing, left-handed hitting first baseman. Looks like Alex Overby, a little different, a little taller, right-handed, strong pitcher.
Face is about the same. You can pick that up immediately.
Right.
And it'll be the middle of the order, 4, 5, and 6. Levi Clark up first. High pop-up. Foul ground, looks to be playable for Smaldino, and it is. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Well, nothing better. Again, talk about batters, first batters of the game did the same thing. Come in out of the bullpen, throw 1 pitch, and get 1 out.
Overbay, with his 3 appearances so far, quickly looking, Greg, like he will be a key piece of this bullpen for Willie Bloomquist. 6 innings, just a single run allowed, with 7 punch-outs in that time over his 3 outings.
And that's what's so important about getting early appearances. You pitch well, you're going to continue to see the baseball. And if you don't, obviously, as conference play gets closer for both these squads, you might not be getting much time on the mound.
fastball that can touch 98. It was 95 on that pitch. The big offering is the slider, which you saw the first pitch strike, a whiff rate of nearly 45%. There is that slider and a good take. Runs the count to 2-1.
Hard to pick up, hard to recognize. Is that slider from the first two? He's locating them really good.
Fouled off, 2-2. Interesting part of Overbay's development that the scouts raved about this fall was the increased usage of that slider. I mean, he relied on the fastball heavily, nearly 80% of his pitches as UNLV's closer last year. There he goes, fastball, and locks him up. Called strike 3, taken by Reese Chapman. And that's why he threw the fastball almost 80% of the time last year.
You see some good run on that fastball. That ball started off down the middle. You can see the run on this fastball almost off the plate when it ended up getting there. And just perfectly on the corner of the plate at 95 miles an hour.
This is a pitcher in Alex Overbay whose confidence just shot up to another level last year. He barely pitched, only 2 appearances. His first year at UNLV, found himself as the closer by the end of the year. 7 saves for the Rebels as he gets a check swing offering and a strike from Myatt. That is a good looking slider, isn't it?
About 10 to 11 miles an hour off his fastball, and out of his hand, you can't pick it up. You can't pick up the slider spin. One of the toughest things in baseball to do as a hitter is recognize slider spin. Very tight.
Brody Briggs wants to talk things over, go over the signs here on 1 and 2. You know, Overbay also has been working on a changeup. We've yet to see it, but that was another pitch they felt like, look, if you start to, you already have great run and command of the fastball. Your slider's a wipeout pitch. You had a changeup, you're looking at a potential starter down the line, or you could be a legitimate closing option. Seems like the latter right now, but it's almost like with how good the first 2 pitches are, you add a third one, that could be even more trouble.
Out of the bullpen, two is what you need to have. 3 is a plus, but if you're going to be a closer, you're going to come in and pressure situations. You don't have time for 3. Overbay right there is showing really good velocity and command that end.
Right now he just needs 2 pitches. That's all it has needed for Overbay. 2 pitches, 2 punch outs, 3 outs in the 5th. Arizona State back to the plate, still down by 2 runs.
All right, here we go.
It's a 4-2 lead for Tennessee to the bottom of the 5th. We have been so fortunate throughout these 3 weekends at Globe Life. Getting footage from the umpire cam. This was from the record-setting attendance night, TCU Arkansas weekend 1. Great job by our social team at FloCollege. Great looks from right on the field. Part of a truly special 3 weekends of college baseball to open the season. This will be a really tough play. Stone Lawless executes it to perfection, retiring New Contradas.
Lawless really getting out there quick to get to that ball. That first person visual right there is pretty cool. You can really see how tough it is, one, to be an umpire, how tough it is to hit a fastball or a slider, and kind of gives you the perspective of being a catcher as well. It's a really great view.
Between that, our Flow Tracker, it's been another really fun year here at Globe Life Field. 30 games this year, and we're down to the final 6 if you include today. Hard to believe.
It's a great 3 weekends here at Globe Life. With great competition, it's fairly, 99% of the games have been competitive. And when you bring teams like Arkansas here and you get 20,000, you don't see that too often here at these tournaments. And it was fun to see Tennessee representing well today, as well as Arizona State. There's some maroon and gold over there.
1-2 count here to Garrett Michelle. We had 23,000 for that TCU Arkansas game.
So you can imagine how loud it was then, because the Hogs can call them in pretty loud. You can imagine when it's 50,000 in here, how loud it can get, especially with the roof closed.
Well, Landon Mack could be a crowd of 1. And he would be fired up. Here he gives up a hard shot to left. Brown has a beat on it and tracks it down on the warning track. Landon Mack still out there. That was his 89th pitch as he gets the second out of the 5th.
A ball driven real well out there by Garrett Michelle. See the fastball running away, just barreled it up. Brown just nice, easy. Didn't that turn the right direction? It just got right underneath that one.
This is Dominic Longo, who doubled and scored the first run on Dean Toigo's double last inning.
1.47.
I had a chance to cover Longo last year at the WAC tournament when he was at Utah Valley. He was just a guy who could not stop hitting. It was just incredible. I mean, every time he came to the plate, he was not one of the high-profile Wolverines, a team that won the WAC tournament. They went to the regionals, actually won a game at regionals as a 4 seed. Longo grounder to the left side. He'll have a big year at Arizona State, but right now he is part of a 1-2-3 5th inning. Big bounce back for Landon Mack after giving up 2 in the 4th, and we head to the 6th. 4-2 lead for the Vols. (4-2) Tennessee to the top of the 6th. We are at the home of the Texas Rangers. Opening day's right around the corner. Pitchers and catches have reported. That bobblehead of Nolan Ryan. There's not a whole lot of nodding in it because Nolan Ryan I like how they did the bobblehead, Greg. Very stoic.
Got the hat on in the Western town. I mean, that is Nolan Ryan. If you look around the stadium on the fence, you see that 334 out there on left, the 34 in honor of Nolan Ryan. One of my heroes growing up, being from the state, him playing in Houston where I grew up. He was my right-handed guy, and Steve Carlton, my left-handed guy.
There you go. Those are two pretty good.
They were pretty
guys
good
to represent
yes.
each hand.
I was fortunate enough to make one All-Star team in 1989. And Nolan was on the All-Star team the same year, so teammates for that.
It'd be pretty awesome.
Steve Carlton, late in his career, came through Cleveland and was teammates with him for about 4 months. So my life was pretty much complete when all those happened.
You were like, I'm good. You just kind of decided to stick around the big leagues another 12 years, just for the fun of it. You know,
yeah.
Everything was complete by then.
I was trying to get to 27 and 28 like they did.
Sure. But 2-1 count here as we start the top of the 6th. Chris Newstrom. A wave and a miss. Alex Overbay out for his 2nd inning of work in relief. I mean, you've got a lot of bases covered here with, guys you crossed paths with, played with. Alex's dad, one of them, Lyle Overbay. Here he gets an offer. Newstrom will have to run it out, throw in plenty of time. It's back to that wipeout slider for Alex Overbay. 3 straight strikeouts in 4 batters faced.
2 looking in the 5th. Now 1 check swinging here in the 6th. Also, UCLA has Jared Hawking, played with his father in Minnesota. Scott Harrison, Landon's father, just acquaintances through Diamondbacks. We got fantasy camps now in the big leagues, and Scott comes to some of those and gotten to know him a little bit.
Greg Swindell bingo today is what we're doing. It's great. So get a miss here by Lawless. So you got Alex Overbay out on the mound. I wonder if at some point at Phoenix Muni they will do the big O. There were the chants, and back in the day when Lyle Overbay was in the peak of his career in Milwaukee, especially, I believe he led the majors in doubles one year. He was just, it seemed like gapper every single day. You'd see a double or 2 from Lyle. But the fans in Milwaukee would just have big arms raised above their head in a big O, and they would just chant O for Lyle Overbay. They loved him.
Well, if Sun Devil fans are listening,
that's all you got to do.
Ring it out.
Now that might have been due to the fact that in Milwaukee, and that's where I'm from, we love a good tailgate. We love to drink our high life and
good brat every once in a while.
Get a brat with some sauerkraut, and that's where the mind becomes influenced, and you start thinking of what fun chants can I do. And I don't know if that's how the O started for Overbay, but pass it on to his son. 3-2 count here. Got him. Another slider from Alex Overbay.
Man. Give up the pop-up on the first pitch to Levi Clark since coming in this game, and then 4 straight. 2 looking, 2 swinging on the slider. Very impressive. 5 hitters for Alex Overbay.
I couldn't have asked for a better stint out of the pen and just buying some time for your offense here after the Sun Devils trailed by 4. Fouled off by Manny Marin. And you can see why when you read a lot of the scouting reports from fall ball that Alex Overbay was the pitcher that everybody was talking about in Tempe.
Then he brings one inside on you and freezes you with a strike slider. Even if you're looking for it and you're diving out over the plate, it is still a tough pitch to hit.
Jam shot. That is a fair ball. Wow, that somehow stayed inside the line, then hit off the first base umpire in Greg Harmon down there. Dive from Smaldino, and it results in a base hit for Marin.
I'm not sure if that ball landed fair.
Yeah, that was really weird. 47 miles an hour off the bat. The question was that also touched at all?
Exactly.
And Willie Bloomquist wants an explanation.
Well, fortunately for Arizona State, if it is fair, it hit the umpire and might have been a double, but instead could be a single for Marin.
It also seemed, too, as the umpire, Greg Harmon, was trying to get out of the way, he started to raise his hands as if to say foul, then said fair. So they'll talk about it. So it will be a challenge here from Tennessee. From Arizona State, rather, on the Tennessee single for Manny Marin. We'll piece together all the images. Greg, a chance for you to get some redemption here on the.
Well, it's if he touched it, he's still, the ball still landed foul. We saw the foul ball down the right field line, the same thing. So just because the player's in fair territory, it's where the ball would land.
And it didn't look like, at least on our first angles, like there was contact made by Small Dino.
From right there, it does look like it inside the line.
Now we see baseballs hit with English all the time, even by that standard. That was a ton of English. That thing basically bounces sideways to go right into our first base umpire. So I think that's what made it hard for Willie Bloomquist in the Arizona State dugout to try to figure out where that thing actually landed.
It's just about to hit dirt. I think it's fair. I'm not going to overcorrect myself in the scorebook like I thought I was confident on the play at the plate.
And you went pen.
I'd already marked it.
Oh.
I got a method with my big pen, and I had to scribble a little bit on the scorecard.
That's tough.
Yeah. So this time I'm going to wait till we get the official review and hear it from the umpires.
It's like these teams. Sometimes you need to get punched in the mouth a little bit. Toughen you up. Same thing for us keeping the book. You gotta learn the hard way.
It's spring training for me right now. It's just a few games. So.
You're in mid-season form already. From what we're hearing, sounds like you are right on this, Greg, and they will keep the call on the field. It will stand as a fair ball. There's Willie Bloomquist looking on. What a job he has done. 48 years old now from Bremerton, Washington. So Marin is safe at first. It is somewhat telling, though, the way Alex Overbay has looked out of the bullpen, Greg, that the only way Tennessee's able to get on base is with a total oddball cue shot like that, 47 miles an hour off the bat.
Looks like a line drive, though, now in the scorebook.
Absolutely. It does get the order back up to the top. Jay Abernathy has walked and scored in 3 trips. Fouled back by Abernathy. Off to a hot start, just like he was last year. Abernathy with a great amount of athleticism, extremely dynamic player, good fielder as well. A lot of people had him as a SEC Freshman of the Year candidate last year early, but as many young players do, couldn't sustain it through the whole season. Struggled a bit in SEC play as he takes a called strike here. But the upside is unquestioned for Abernathy.
Well, it can take its toll. anytime you get into conference play and the grind, playing continuously, weekends, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, it can take its toll on any.
And despite all that, he still hit 282 last year, so it wasn't like it was a bad year.
Right, pretty good season.
Slider misses upstairs on 1 and 2.
The thing, not being tall in stature, that slider low and in could be right in Abernathy's wheelhouse. You got to really get it down in the dirt if you're going to throw it in to him.
It's right on that slider as he fouls it straight back. Keeping an eye on Marin, who has not tried to steal a base this year. And Overbay, who was absolutely rolling before that Q-shot 2-out single, a guy who was 4th in the Mountain West with 7 saves last year after coming to UNLV as a two-way player. Swing and a miss, just goes power fastball. Abernathy can't catch up, and Overbay works around the 2-out single. A second clean inning of work. Still anybody's game here at Globe Life Field. Sun Devils coming back to the plate, down by 2. Four-2 lead for Tennessee into the bottom of the 6th. Well, the last time they were here at Globe Life Field, it kicked off the best season in fall baseball history. Won the national title that year. This offseason was all about change. Tony Vitello named the San Francisco Giants manager, first ever college head coach to become straight to a manager from that position. They hired Josh Elander on Halloween, had been an assistant for the past 8 years. Helped fill out his staff, and after a slightly rocky start, Tennessee have settled in here today, a 4-2 lead, and they go to the bullpen for the first time. It's Brady Frederick, the East Tennessee State transfer. We'll see him from a funky low slot from the righty.
Yeah, you've seen Landon Mack for 5 innings from up top, overhand. Now you got Brady Frederick coming in from almost the dirt. You'll see him go down that submarine style. And that angle ball will tail away from left-handers. Really gets down there low. Almost sometimes if your fastball looks like it's going up. Played with a guy in Arizona named Young Kim. He did the same thing. Called it the shuto. Looked like it was going up.
This one's punched right past. Newstrom at second, hit 110 off the bat. As Toigo's big day continues, had the RBI double in the 4th, and he was all over that changeup.
110 off the bat. Yes, barreling that one up. So Newstrom out there at second, really just protecting himself. ball hit so hard, just right through the infield, almost right through Newston. Leadoff hitter on here for the Sun Devils.
Dominic Smaldino digging in the 7-hole. And it is pretty amazing too as this curveball finds the zone. Yeah, Frederick, SoCon Pitcher of the Year, threw 77 2/3 innings last year, all out of the bullpen, and at a 2.67 ERA. This is a guy whose fastball tops out at about 85.
85 from that angle. You can't practice hitting against it. You can't put a machine down there and have it come from uphill. Just tough to pick up. Problem he has is basically with location. You saw the Toigo right there, just down the middle, and it seems like over the 5 1/3 innings this season, 7 hits, just walked one, just leaving too much over the center of the plate.
There's the slider, gets a wave and a miss. That's a simple repertoire. It's mid-80s fastball, slider with a lot of movement. Like so many of these players who are big-time transfers coming in, getting acclimated, new setting, getting comfortable. It's been a bit of a shaky start, giving up multiple runs in 2 of his 4 appearances. Just misses the zone on 1 and 2. But yet another example, Greg. Once he settles down, you just feel like a guy who's got the makeup to potentially be a closer on this staff.
Well, obviously, I mean, durable, 77 innings out of the bullpen. That's unheard of in college baseball. You can hear it in the big leagues a lot. But college baseball for 77 innings, that's a ton.
Hasn't pitched since last Sunday against Kent State. So well rested as he gets the foul off on 2 and 2. Inside, almost hitting Smaldino. He had been on Josh Elander's radar for a while, though. He went to high school at Bearden in Knoxville. So a local kid. Elander's been the recruiting coordinator for the past 8 seasons under Tony Vitello. And that's where you have a lot of optimism about Tennessee, even with all the change here. I mean, the Vols bring in the #1 recruiting class in the country this year. Next year, they're number 3. 2027, they're number 4. That is all Josh Elander's doing.
I mean, you got to recruit for the future. You can't just rely on guys that are there. And Josh Elander, as you said, a recruiting guy, and goes out, sees these guys, doesn't get them immediately, but understands there's always the portal, and you can always get them eventually. And this is one.
Fouled off with Toigo on the move on 3 and 2.
That Tennessee baseball is not going anywhere.
Oh, it is not. What do you think about that nugget on Vitello? First to go straight from a college head coach to a big league manager. If you think about over the years and some of the famous names who have gone from college to the pros, as this 3 and 2 comes, that is in there, called strike 3, and they have him. Strike him out, throw him out. And Smaldino is not happy with the call. Thought it was inside.
I thought it was inside. Went Frederick's way. Looked like it could have been low as well, but what a throw right there from Lawless to tag out the runner. Get that double play. When thinking you could have runners on first and second, now you got no runners on and 2 outs. Big strikeout, big throw out there for Tennessee.
And the curveball finds his own Duralek. I mean, I have to feel for Smaldino. That looked to me like that was inside.
Inside and low.
You're talking about 2 out, nobody on versus first and second, none out.
It kind of takes the air out of Sales right there.
So a tough break for Arizona State. Now Rollig chops one. Ford, the long throw in time. A huge swing call What probably should have been ball 4 instead results in a strike him out, throw him out double play, and Tennessee maintains a 2-run lead to the 7th. We head to the 7th inning. A lot of offense early. Pitching staffs have both settled in. Turned into a really fun back and forth. Tennessee 4 runs in the 2nd to take the early lead. Arizona State got 2 back in the 4th, and it's stayed that way. Both teams into the bullpens going to the 7th, and Henry Ford leading things off against the outstanding reliever Alex Overbay for ASU. Talk about a dynamite matchup right here, Greg, to start the 7th on an 0-2 count.
Overbay's faced 7, struck out 5 of them.
Working with some pep in his step, too. Bounces in a slider. It's a 1-2 count against Henry Ford, the UVA transfer, preseason first-team All-SEC, viewed as a guy who could easily go in the first round of the draft this summer. But he gets him. And Overbay's massive day continues. That is 6 strikeouts now in, what, 8 batters faced? Pretty special.
Faced 8, struck out 6. That one on that cutter. Doesn't really call that too much of a slider. Just enough to get off the bat. And wow, impressive outing. Doing his job as a reliever, a longer reliever, to come in and keep that lead at 2. And he's just doing it with authority, striking out 6 out of the 8 he's faced.
Blaine Brown sends one to center off the end of the bat. Longo tracks it down. On a pitcher for Alex Overbay, who certainly has the stuff, the arsenal to eventually be a starter. They also are totally content if he ends up just being that back end of the pen guy, shutdown arm who can get you multiple inning saves. A lot of his saves last year for UNLV were multiple innings. It is a true luxury for Willie Bloomquist's staff to have back there.
And if you can get him on a Friday and a Sunday, I mean, over a 3-game set and 3-game conference weekend, this kind of arm you're not going to leave in the bullpen too often. He's a guy you want out there, and what I've seen from him, he's powerful and has finesse with the slider.
Working quickly, just misses to Levi Clark. A guy who struck out nearly a third of the batters he faced last year at UNLV. Clark on a slider that hangs up there is able to loop it down the left field line. Clark on his horse, digging for 2 and is in there. The first mistake pitch Alex Overbay has made in his 3 innings of relief, and Clark makes him pay.
Take a look where the location is. That one backed up. That one backed up, stayed on the inside part of the plate. Clark able to go down and get it, keep it fair for a 2-out double.
The first time Tennessee has had a runner in scoring position since that 4-run second inning. Check swing taken for a ball. 1-0 to Reese Chapman, who singled. He scored the game's first run back in the second. Works the count 2-0. For the first time, Tennessee's been able to get a little pressure here on Alex Overbay and work a 3-0 count with Tyler Myatt on deck.
Still keeping the ball down in the zone as Overbay just can't get it on the plate right now. It was a good take the first pitch of the at-bat. Last two have been way out.
That's in there for a strike. Both Tennessee and Arizona State losing their weekend openers yesterday. Fouled off. Arizona State with a strong start to the year. They won their first 8 games before back-to-back losses, including a road game at Oklahoma, making a case to be a top 25 team. While Tennessee's been scuffling a little bit coming in, have lost 3 of 4.
Corey Koski taking one off the body right there, taking a little extra time.
Corey Koski works just about every one of these events, part of the Big 12 crew here. Behind the dish, ready to go on 3-2. Can Tennessee get a much-needed insurance run? It is just off the plate. 3-2 walk worked by Chapman, and that brings up Myatt with 2 on.
Didn't miss by much. Just out of the zone, down. Good at bat right there from Chapman. Took a couple close pitches for balls and worked the count. Brings another lefty up. Myatt. Opportunity to extend the lead here with 2 outs.
Overbay is viewed as a multi-inning relief option. He's at 45 pitches now. First time we've seen the command get a little squirrely on him. Big spot in this game. Arizona State's had most of the momentum since going down the early 4-0. Tennessee bats have been awfully quiet since. Fouled off. Big hack from Myatt on 2-0.
Did not want to go to 3-0. Challenged him right there. The 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
A drive into right. Toigo's got a beat on it and makes the catch. Alex Overbay gets into some trouble with 2 outs, but works out of it. A line out to right by Myatt. It's stretch time here at Globe Life Field. Still a 4-2 Tennessee lead.
All right, fans, it's stretch time. Get up on your feet. It's time for the 7th inning stretch powered by Amegy Bank.
It's a 4-2 lead for Tennessee. Stretch time at Globe Life Field. 7th inning stretch brought to you by Amegy Bank, part of this 2026 Amegy Bank College Baseball Series. Expecting another great weekend of crowds here on a picture-perfect weather stretch in Arlington, Texas.
7th inning dance off here. Getting their legs loose. Did the same thing in between innings.
I mean, it's 3 games. I mean, there's a lot of baseball here, Greg. You got to go the extra mile in the 7th inning stretch.
Everybody stays loose. I like that tradition. You have to look it up how it started. Why the 7th?
I believe that dates back to President Taft, who was at a Major League Baseball game, and it just happened to be the middle of the 7th, and he stood up, and everybody else, out of respect, also stood, thinking he was leaving, and he just said, "Oh no, I just need to stretch my legs," and that's how it started.
Wow.
Chop to the left side from Brody Briggs, fielded by Henry Ford. Of course, you gotta love how we're talking U.S. history, and then a ground ball comes right to Henry Ford. That's just how it was meant to be.
It's always listening.
So Brady Frederick back out there, his 2nd inning of work in relief.
Didn't even have to go to Chat GPT for that.
I just, I relied on,
right on top
the
of
Cabeza. And I could be totally wrong. I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
You're looking it up right now.
I am, just to make sure. I don't want to just be spewing fake news over it.
Sounded good.
It did sound really good. In 1910, President Taft.
That was it.
Yeah. Funky side armor Frederick back out there. What a huge swing that bottom of the 6th was. You had a 3-2 count, runner on first, and a pitch that looked to be low and outside, taken by Smaldino. They called it a strike. Runner was going. Toigo got thrown out. I think everybody on the Arizona State dugout just assumed it was ball 4, and that wiped out what would have been a big rally. Now they try to regroup here, the Sun Devils, down by 2.
Kind of took the air out of the sails for Arizona State. Still got 8 more offensive outs in this game.
Landon Hairston, though, does draw a 3-2 walk. Hairston has been impossible to get out today. A single, a double, hit by pitch, and now a walk to bring up P.J. Moutsouridis.
Back to the top of the order with a runner on.
Still feels like a long way to go for Tennessee. This will be a tough 8 outs to get. And the curveball stays inside on Moutsouridis.
It seems like with all the traffic Arizona State's had on the base paths, they've only left 6 on in the game.
A couple double plays. Moutsouridis goes bunt and sends it foul. Trying to catch Ford by surprise. It is interesting how we were talking earlier, first-year head coach and Josh Elander taking over for Tony Vitello. First ever to go straight from a college dugout to a big league manager. But when you think about some of the greats, the first name that comes up for most people is Pat Murphy, legendary Arizona State coach. Didn't go straight to a big league manager role, but was in a dugout for many years as a bench coach and eventually took over as the Milwaukee Brewers skipper and has been unquestionably the best manager in baseball now the last 2 years running. So it's interesting how you've got Murphy has kind of shown that a great college baseball coach can have success at the big league level. Now his old schools, the runner is going, throw is off the mark, and it skips into center. They'll have Hairston go to third. On the throwing error by Lawless, and Arizona State gets another runner in scoring position.
Hit and run action right there. Ball offline, can't come up with it, is Newstrom, and alertly Hairston looks up, able to get to third base here.
Chris Koski wanted to have a brief discussion with Matthew Anderson over there at third. They're pointing to the dugout, and there's some chirping going on right now. I don't know what that would have been about, though, because Hairston was clearly safe. And now it's fouled off. I wonder, and I could see one of the Tennessee coaches waving it down toward the end of the dugout at their players to say, hey, stop with the chirping. I think that might have been what was coming from Matthew Anderson, our third base umpire.
Getting chippy down there. I like it.
2-2 to Mutsaritas. Watches a curveball run outside. Now, he came up earlier with the runner on third and 1 out, was unable to put the ball in play. That would have given Arizona State a run. If he can do that here, it would make it a 1-run game.
Tennessee gets 7th, 8th, and 9th. You're just looking to get outs and get through this ball game. And Arizona State, a big opportunity to make an out, a productive out, and push a run across.
Mutsaritas to center. Will it be deep enough? Abernathy the catch. Here's the throw. It's offline. And Mutsaritas gets the job done. A sac fly to bring ASU within a run.
A walk, stolen base, an error, and a sacrifice fly. Cuts the lead to 1. Scores easily right there.
Sun Devils able to manufacture, and New Contradas digs in. Against Brady Frederick. A couple of number 6s going at it. I remember watching New as a freshman. He was preseason all Pac-12 that year. And they felt like even at that time he had the highest baseball IQ on the club. Pretty special for a true freshman.
That's what a lot of coaches, I call Willie Bloomquist old school. You don't look into a lot of the analytics. You do once the game starts with the shifts and things like that, where you might pitch a guy. But a lot of times the paper and computers don't tell you what's inside a player. And obviously Contradas, with a good baseball IQ, I guess you call them gamers. He's a gamer.
The 1-2 to Contradas. Fastball outside. And he's just been snake bit with the injury bug. And we saw him here at Globe Life as a sophomore. He would get injured not long after a back injury, lost most of that year. Here he punches one back up the middle. Marin ranging to his left, gotta be quick, and he just nabs the speedy Contradas. ASU gets one closer. We go to the 8th. It's the Vols 4-3. Tight game to the 8th. Tennessee on top 4-3 in their first season under Josh Elander. Swept Nicholls State and beaten NC Asheville as well. So they were off to a good start, but then lost the series to Kent State. That sent shockwaves throughout the SEC, and then UCLA handled them yesterday, a 12-5 win. Both the Vols and Sun Devils looking for a bounce back today. Tennessee got off to the great start here, Greg. 4 runs in the second. Good outing on the bump from their youngster Landon Mack. Offense has been pretty quiet, though, as the Sun Devils go to a third pitcher, and it's the youngster Finn Edwards, who's made just 1 appearance, transferring in after a JUCO season in Iowa last year.
Yeah, credit Colin Linder changed his attitude after that second inning. Alex Overbay shut him down. Now you got the youngster Finn Edwards right here to come in the game and keep it at 1. Now it's just a 1-run game, so this has been a really good ball game.
How good was Alex Overbay?
Very. I'll put it that way. Very good. Slider was working. When he had you looking for the slider, he'd, I say, sneak a 96-mile-an-hour fastball right by you. Very good job. Did what that reliever in that situation is supposed to do or wants to do. Keep the score at just 2, and now your team's back in it. Now it just takes 1 to tie it and 2 to win.
He's given Arizona State a chance, and now Finn Edwards takes over. His second appearance. Former top pitching prospect out of the state of Oregon. Pitched a clean inning against St. John's. That was last weekend, his only appearance so far, and he gets a foul back.
And that appearance didn't give up a hit and struck out 2. A good first appearance for Finn for the Sun Devils.
He struck out nearly 12 per 9 innings in his JUCO season last year in Iowa. Foul off from Newstrom on 1-1. And a combination of Linder and Overbay, the last 5 innings, they only gave up 3 hits, and just 1 time Tennessee got a runner in scoring position in the last 5. Slider spoiled outside, 2-2. There's a time early in this game where you thought, oh boy, this might get away here from Arizona State. They were down 4-0. Volunteers looked to be locked in at the plate. A 1-hopper right to Smaldino. Takes it to the bag himself. That's where you've seen a lot of improvements, though, from the Sun Devils pitching staff. A 5.38 team ERA. Last year, Greg, 8 down to the 14 teams in the Big 12. Clearly, the arms they've brought in, it is a step up in class.
Yeah, I mean, they've always had good pitching throughout the years. It's a tough place to pitch, kind of light air out there in Phoenix, Tempe. But with what I've seen, I mean, Colin Linder, after that second inning, pitched the ball well. Overbay pitched the ball well. They bring it in power arms to compete in the Big 12.
Slider gets away from Edwards on this pitch to Stone Lawless. Oh, and ever since bringing in Jeremy Accardo, last year was his first season. That has done wonders for Willie Bloomquist, having a former 8-year big league pitcher who had been in the minor leagues for a while. Slider's just low, and it goes back to the connection. Willie Bloomquist played for Pat Murphy, the legendary coach at ASU, now the Brewers manager. Pat Murphy had Jeremy Accardo as his AAA pitching coach in Nashville. So you can kind of connect the dots there, and Accardo ends up coming to Tempe last year.
Helps to know things, but it helps to know people.
That too, yeah. Accardo worked with some outstanding young pitchers now with the Brewers. Chad Patrick, Robert Gasser under his tutelage, and it has been apparent to see Accardo's impact for the Sun Devils. It's a 4-pitch walk here, though, and Lawless does reach base with 1 out in the 8th.
Second walk for Lawless in this game, 1 out base runner.
Fastball cutter from Finn Edwards, and the biggest spot of his young career. Came in a blowout against St. John's, handled his business well. This is a different story. Big league ballpark, 1-run game.
Yeah, being in a big league ballpark, this kind of changes everything.
Marin fouling it off.
One, you're not really used to the third, fourth, and fifth deck. You got a roof over your head. Very big building here at Globe Life.
Manny Marin takes a called strike. It's been a great opportunity for these players. Started back here at Globe Life, coming out of the 2020 season, 6th year of college baseball in this venue. Slider just outside with ASU trying to get off the schneid. They're 0-5 here all time. But as you point out, you just never know, especially these youngsters, how that will go. The first time in a big league park, all the sights and sounds around you. One, two down low.
We talked about it earlier, though. Both teams, Tennessee losing 3 out of the last 4, Arizona State struggling at Globe Life, but they're playing a good ball game. They've been one era. Both teams have 8 hits, had opportunities to score more runs. The pitching has been good. It's been a well-played game.
Still up for grabs in a 4-3 game. 1 on, 1 out, 2-2 count in the top of the 8th. Called strike 3. Finn Edwards locks up Marin.
No nerves right there for Edwards. Had him looking away. Sliders away, fastballs away, and just paints it. Just a perfect pitch right at the knees, right on the corner. Willie likes what he sees. Gonna get the youngster out of there and go to the bullpen.
So Finn Edwards does his job. The 18th round draft pick by the Dodgers this last summer comes to Tempe instead. And he gets 2 outs and 3 batters faced. And will lead the way for another hurler to enter for Arizona State. It's Sean Fitzpatrick coming in. We'll set him up on the other side. A fun way to kick off this Saturday triple header of college baseball. Tennessee a 4-3 lead over Arizona State. It got started in the 2nd inning. Chris Newstrom's 2-run double, part of a 4-run inning for the Vols. Landon Mack was solid, just 2 earned in 5 innings. But Arizona State's hung in there. Alex Overbay, great out of the pen. Dean Toigo having a big day, and the Sun Devils have just crawled their way back into this game, just down a single run as we go to the 8th.
It's been a good game, as you said. I mean, both sides getting quality pitching at this moment, and you have to. Just a 1-run lead here in the 8th. And Sean Fitzpatrick coming in 3 innings, 8 strikeouts. Tough to pick up from left-handers, and his first batter he's going to face is a left-hander coming in this game.
That's Jay Abernathy, top of the order. Fitzpatrick comes in with 1 on, 2 out. Finn Edwards started the inning facing 3 batters, and it's the crafty veteran Sean Fitzpatrick. This is his 60th career collegiate appearance. Started out at Arkansas, had a great prep career here in the state of Texas. Didn't really work out, didn't have a lot of time or opportunity, so he goes to Tempe and is now in his 3rd year on staff. Ball in the dirt. They fake the run there from Lawless at first.
Probably a wise decision. Brody Briggs jumped out there quick, got to that baseball. And what makes Fitzpatrick so tough on left-handers, he pitches from the first base side, which when the ball is released out of his hand, it's coming from behind a left-handed hitter. It's tough to pick up, tough to stay in there. He got traded to Boston in 1998. And I'd always pitched from the third base side being left-handed, and I never realized how tough it was to see a left-handed pitcher from being a left-handed hitter. Joe Kerrigan, the pitching coach in Boston, had me get in the box and had a left-hander throw from the first base side, and I flinched every time. Professional hitters aren't going to do that, but it made a difference to me knowing, wow, it is a little tougher to pick the ball up.
Whoa, that's different.
I got called into the game that night, and I'd never done it. I practiced it a little bit, pitched my warm-up pitches from the third base side. When it was time to throw my first pitch, I scooted over to the first base side and never went back.
It's amazing. Well, here it's a 5-pitch walk from Fitzpatrick. So as deceptive as that can be, you still have to find the strike zone.
Exactly. 2 men on. The free passes here. Swing of the bat can change this trajectory here late in the 8th inning.
Walks in front of Henry Ford late are not on the recipe card for Willie Bloomquist.
No.
Ford has been tremendous today. 2 for 4, run driven in. Big wave and a miss going after the slider. But Fitzpatrick is the guy that over the last couple of years Willie Bloomquist has turned to for a late game situation where a fire needs putting out, even though he has a career ERA north of 7. It is a situation as this fastball misses low where the numbers don't often tell the true story of a pitcher's impact.
And especially a relief pitcher. I mean, you give up a run here, a run there, your ERA, it's tough to bring down with not many innings. It's crucial pitches and crucial at bats is things you look at. Willie Bloomquist likes the left-hander.
Tennessee up 4-3. Their lead of 4 has dwindled down to 1 here in the 8th, but a big opportunity with 2 on and 2 out. Hammer to the left side on the backhand. Mutsarides, long throw, and time! They nab him at first and are able to retire Henry Ford to maintain the 1-run deficit. Strong play by the shortstop Mutsarides. 4-3 balls as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Flashing the leather over at short. 4-3 balls to the bottom of the 8th. Sparky got off to a fast start this year, 8-0 for the first time since 2019. Top 10 in the country and all sorts of offensive profiles. Tuesday, really everybody started to take notice. The run rule over Oklahoma on the road in Norman. They were up late against OU, could not win both, got walked off, and then lost 8-4 against Mississippi State yesterday. Still a team that, of the groups outside the top 25, look as dangerous as anybody.
Really good ball team. We've seen it this weekend. We see it the first 8 games, and that was one thing coming into this game after losing 2 in a row, that you wanted to get back in the win column, but you also just wanted to play clean baseball. And they have themselves an opportunity here late to make a comeback and win this ball game, just down 1.
It's a new pitcher for Tennessee, looking to get the final 6 outs. Cam Appenzeller, former 19th round draft pick by the Mariners last year. It's a big wave and a miss. It is a pinch hitter here. Matt Polk brought off the bench. They did not want the lefty-lefty matchup. So Polk digs in and takes a called strike. Guy who hit .295 in 3 seasons for Vanderbilt. Transferring over gives Willie Bloomquist some depth off the bench for a spot like this. Backdoor slider did not miss by much. Good pitch. Appenzeller, talented freshman, has had a great start to his Vol career, and that is evidenced by the fact they've got him out here in the 8th inning in a 1-run game.
And his 9th strikeout of the season. That one looking at the pinch hitter Polk. Big out, any out with a 1-run lead here on out is huge. Relying on this left-hander right there, just right down the middle, looking for something else. Fastball at 92.
It's his 4th appearance as he misses inside on Longo. 7 1/3 innings now, just 2 hits allowed, and those 9 strikeouts, as you mentioned. Fastball down low. Swing on 2-0 from Longo. That's become the theme now in college baseball. You have these outstanding high school pitchers get drafted. They say, nope, I'm good. I'm going to college. I'm going to bet on the development with all the resources that have been put into the college game. And Appenzeller is the latest to go to an SEC ball club and immediately carve out a big role for himself.
Yeah, well, you have to agree with the program, agree with the pitching coach, agree with how you're going to develop. Do you want to go to a great university, or you want to go sit on a bus for 3 or 4 years? I mean, and now with the money being thrown around, not thrown around, given to these players, sometimes it, no pun intended, it pays just to go to college and develop and get older and mature a little bit.
Quite literally these days, as the 3-2's fouled off. It's made the decision easy for a lot of guys, especially when you're talking now that back half of the draft. It's one thing if you're a first-round pick, decision might be a little tougher, but
that wouldn't be tough for me right now.
No. There's the 3-2 to Longo. Taking just outside. Tried to backdoor him again on the slider, and Longo reaches for the 2nd time. The tying run is aboard here in the bottom of the 8th.
Saw a pinch hitter for one lefty this inning, but Dean Toigo not being pinch hitter. He's going to go up there and challenge this left-hander.
Oh, and you are the preseason Big 12 newcomer of the year, and just won a conference co-player of the year. You earned the right to stand in there.
Yes.
Toigo takes a slider outside.
A couple knocks on the day.
That one just misses. 2-0. I've already seen one of the Arizona State UNLV transfers show out today. Alex Overbay, 3 spotless innings of relief, 6 strikeouts out of the pen. He was the Rebels closer last year. And Willie Bloomquist also brought in the Rebels best hitter from last year in Dean Toigo. Fouls it back on 2-0. 377, 18 homers, 74 driven in for the Rebels last year. They're brought in for spots like this. A 1-run game late in a game that's kind of had a regional atmosphere and feel to it. At least as far as the quality of play from both teams.
Could have been a blowout early. Tennessee got the 4 runs in the second inning, been shut out since. So great job by Arizona State to hold them at bay and trying to come back in this game, have an opportunity here in the 8th.
Goes drag bunt. Wow, he puts it down. He totally catches him by surprise. Dean Toigo, perfect placement on the bunt, and the Sun Devils have the go-ahead runner on first.
Little grin right there. And just get it on the ground in that direction. No doubt he's going to make it to first base. Got a fastball to do it with as well. And that's wide open over there. Just get the ball on the turf, glide into first.
What a smart play by Toigo. They moved him from the 9-hole to the 6-hole today. And all he's done is go 3 for 4. Little number foul by Smaldino. Talk about a big spot for Cam Appenzeller. Native of Illinois, 94 on the fastball. Draft pick last summer, just his second collegiate appearance. Trying to protect the 1-run lead in the 8th. Fires the fastball outside, 1-1. They thought back in fall Appenzeller had a chance to be more of a midweek starter, but they're giving him some run at the back end of the pen. Hammer shot foul.
You're young, got a good arm. I mean, a lot of kids, a lot of young men don't go straight into starting. It's a good way to get your feet wet in a pressure situation. Obviously has a really talented arm.
What a spot here on 1-2 to Smaldino. Swing and a miss. Goes to the slider. What a pitch from the freshman.
A lot of movement on this pitch. Starts out in the middle and breaks in. See Smaldino not happy with himself. Excellent pitch. Gets under the bat of the right-hander right there.
Second out recorded via the K, and now Austin Rolig. And an RBI single in the 4th. Did he offer? You bet. So hard to lay off that pitch.
It is. You try to check it, but you can't. Again, another opportunity. Opportunities have been there for Arizona State. Haven't been able to capitalize.
Slider just misses the back door, 1-1. Preseason all Big 12 for the third baseman at the plate right now. Former LSU guy who redshirted there, transferred to Utah, now at ASU. Wave and a miss. That's why Appenzeller was drafted. Got that vicious bite to the slider, can speed you up with the fastball, and here he is a strike away from getting out of it. And listen to the Vols fans make noise. High pop-up into right center. Abernathy all over it. And the freshman Appenzeller gets out of the jam. Vols continue to lead by 1 as we go to the 9th inning. A 4-3 game. Crunch time here in Globe Life Field. To the 9th inning we go. All Tennessee early. The 4 spot in the 2nd inning. It is held up, but ASU's made a push. 2 in the 4th, 1 more in the 7th. Stranded 2 in the 8th. A 4-3 lead for the Vols going to the 9th.
Just 4 hits since the 2nd inning for Tennessee. A lot of zeros up there. Arizona State trying to add 1 more and give themselves a chance to tie it or take the lead.
The Vols have been playing with fire a little bit. Sun Devils have had their opportunities, but it remains a 1-run lead for the Vols, who've gotten out of a bevy of jams today. And now Sean Fitzpatrick tries to get his guys back up to the plate, just down a run to the home half of the 9th. He'll have to do it against 3-4-5 Blaine Brown to start for the Vols. Launches a slider outside. Off the barrel into right center. That gets down and all the way to the wall. Brown can fly. They hold him at second with a booming leadoff double.
Ball got out to the wall in a hurry. 110 off the bat of Brown. See that nice swing right by, gets that corner out there, bounces back, the easy double. Leadoff double here in the 9th. Tennessee's 6th hit, 5th hit in just the 2nd inning. Big opportunity here for them in the 9th. Willie Bloomquist on his way back out to the mound.
And they kept Fitzpatrick in there for the lefty-lefty matchup. Willie Bloomquist takes the ball from him as the Rice transfer Blaine Brown gets the double, and looks like Derek Schaefer set to enter the fray for Arizona State. The righty comes rushing in, and what a moment this will be for Derek Schaefer, the ex-Tennessee Vol, pitching against his former team when we come back. 4-3 Tennessee lead in the top of the ninth after a Blaine Brown leadoff double. Willie Bloomquist goes back to his pen, and it's a former Vol who won a national championship in Knoxville in 2024, Derek Schaefer, now his second season as a Sun Devil, and gets a big wave and a miss, but the ball gets away from the catcher Brody Briggs. That allows Brown to take third.
Got by Briggs. Arizona State going to have to bring the infield in here with no outs. Runner on third base.
A tough time to have one skip off your catcher's mitt here with Levi Clark up. And Schaefer in there, true swing guy. He's been a guy who saved some games, started some games in his time at ASU, done a little bit of everything. That one tapped foul, but 2 saves in 4 appearances already this season. Seems to be locked in as a closer this year in Tempe.
Got to be a little nervy right now facing your old team.
Bounces that one in there on 0-2.
You let the one get by you, let the runner advance right there, Brown. And that one, Briggs just smothered it behind home plate.
They did rule that first pitch a wild pitch. Tough break for Schaefer. It's certainly a ball you expect Briggs to keep in front of him.
And you ask him, he would tell you the same thing.
Absolutely. So 1-2, infield brought in. Slider just missed. Clark up there, the preseason second-team All-SEC first baseman. High fly ball into right center. Plenty deep to get the run home as Toigo has enough room to bring it in. A manufactured run for the Vols, their first run since the second inning, and they take advantage of that wild pitch.
That wild pitch allowed Brown to get to third base. Really good job by Levi Clark, getting that ball up in the air and deep enough to score the run. Insurance run for the Vols right there. Taking a good look at it, knowing that it's going to be deep enough to score the run.
That feels massive, especially with the top of the order due up next inning for Arizona State and how they have threatened just about every inning.
They have.
Reese Chapman watches a 97-mile-an-hour fastball catch the edge of the zone. Goes 90 on that one. Well, Schaefer in the past has sat low 90s fastball. Coaches have said, like, there's more in the tank there. He can rear back a little extra, and certainly in his new role as a true reliever has certainly found that extra velo. You can hear the grunts from up here.
When you know you have one inning, maybe a little more, you can put a little extra on it. You don't have to save anything. You saw the 97-mile-an-hour fastball can probably reach more. The last one was 95.
A nubber will stay foul. And what's really interesting about Schaefer's profile in Arsenal is that he throws what is sort of described as a cutter slash slider, and just sort of depending on the day, it'll look like one versus the other.
It's all on the wrist angle.
Yeah.
How you release it.
But I kind of like that he has that because it, keeps us guessing, keeps the hitters guessing, most importantly.
Yeah.
2-2 here to Reese Chapman. One of 4 returning starters for Tennessee in the lineup. Foul tip, held on to, strike 3. 96 that time with a fastball for the second out.
That's just a fastball. Here it is. Hit it. Nothing fancy about that.
got to think a little extra juice. You're pitching against your old school. You think about that 2044 team as well for Tennessee. So much talent loaded on the pitching staff. Schaefer, a young pitcher who's from Arizona. He wanted to go back close to home. Back in his home state. Here he gets a wave and a miss, but only got in 10 games. Results were a struggle. 8 walks, 10 strikeouts as a freshman at Tennessee.
Got the ring.
He did.
Got that ring.
Cracked foul on 0-2 by Myatt. And a good sort of pedigree player for a Willie Bloomquist to bring in, who has been very vocal about his goals from day one when he took over, trying to restore what has been a very proud Arizona State program. Finally got him back to the NCAA tournament last year. Comebacker on a hop. Schaefer will underhand toss it to the bag. On a massive insurance run for Tennessee. They get a sac fly from Levi Clark after the leadoff double by Blaine Brown and lead it 5-3 to the bottom of the ninth. Bond with the ninth. Tennessee a 5-3 lead over Arizona State, and the Bulldogs are in the house. Mississippi State off a dominant performance. They knocked off ASU 8-4 yesterday. Va Tech looking to bounce back. They were run ruled last night by Texas A&M. That is game number 2 on this Saturday triple header. SEC versus ACC. In the meantime, it's the freshman Cam Appenzeller in his second collegiate appearance, going for a 6-out save. Nothing to it, right?
Nothing to it for the talented left-hander. Got through that 8th inning, gave up a hit and a walk, struck out a couple, looking for 3 big outs. 3 biggest, hardest outs to get in a ball game. 25, 26, and 27.
ASU will lead off with a pinch hitter, Beckett Zavorek. High and outside with the fastball. Zavorek, a guy with 385 as a freshman, had an outstanding fall. Was the first player drafted in the Maroon and Gold World Series this fall. Tough spot to come into, though. Trying to kickstart a rally, down 2 runs, bottom of the 9th, and he's behind in the count 1-2. Check swing. He offered that wipeout slider. And it claims another Sun Devil victim.
Not showing his youth in this outing. Did go around right there. Good block at the end by Lawless. First big out here in the 9th.
Also point out Ariel Antigua brought in for defensive reasons. He's at second base. This one chopped to the left side. Manny Marin right there. 2 up, 2 down, and Appenzeller is an out away. First time all day they've retired Hairston.
It took a while, didn't it? Knox's first 2 at-bats, hit by pitch and walk. Jumping on that first one, but grounding it out. Marin it short. Ball fans are on their feet.
First pitch to the right side, right at Chapman, and that does it. The Vols use a 4-run second inning to propel them to a bounce-back win, a 6-out save from the freshman Cam Appenzeller. And even though this was only game number 10, Greg, it felt like an important one for the Vols with their early season struggles. They get a bounce-back win, 5-3.
Yeah, they've gotten the L column 3 of their last 4. Took a big loss yesterday to UCLA and came back today. And it is proved baseball is that type of game. Sun came up, played good, made the 1 error in the game, got the 9 hits. Struggled in the mid-innings. We got that big, huge 1 run there in the 9th to give them a 2-run lead, and the freshman at the end did an outstanding job of finishing that game, getting the 6-out save, you say, but Arizona State had their opportunities. Just pitching, starting pitching, and the closing pitching for Tennessee were very tough today.
You mentioned starting pitching, how tough it was, and it is our player of the game, Landon Mack. He had to work in and out of some trouble today, but did so brilliantly. 5 innings, just the 2 runs allowed, scattered 7 hits, and was a gamer through and through.
Well, you can see right there, there's a little energy out there on the mound. The team kind of picked up on that in the 2nd inning, putting up the 4th spot, but a big win. Not, like you said, not a must win for Tennessee, but to get back in the win column, it started out with Landon Mack and the energy he brought. They were able to hold off the Sun Devils there in the 9th to win 5-3.
Max striking out 5 in his 5 innings of work, and he is our player of the game. Standing by with our Harper Zimmerman, who's down on the field.
Hi, Landon. The Vols started this game off early with 4 runs in the 2nd inning. How does a lead like that affect your approach on the mound?
Man, it makes my job easy. I know my guys got my back, and I just go out there and do my thing.
Coach called you a dog in his in-game interview. Where does that energy come from?
Spark plug. I like to, bring the energy, have fun out here. We got an amazing crowd, lots of supportive fans, so thanks to y'all. And yeah, let's go.
This was a total team effort. What does a win like this do for the team's confidence?
Boys are going to play, man. We're out here having fun. It's a party. We're going to do our thing. Just keep going.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Harper. Landon Mack, he brought the energy today. Tennessee needed it. They'd lost 3 of 4, but they bounced back today with a 5-3 win. And for Harper Zimmerman, for Greg Swindell, the rest of our outstanding Flow Sports crew, I'm Ben Wilson saying goodbye for now. 1 game in the books, 2 still to come on a Saturday triple header from Globe Life Field. Our final in this one, Tennessee 5, Arizona State 3. Stick with us in about an hour. Mississippi State and Virginia Tech coming up next from the Amegy Bank College Baseball Series.